team from falling off the track. Football is back, Jack. Whether on the ground or through the air, when the chips are down and you throw a prayer, when your team is primed and on the hunt, it's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say, football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control, and we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football is back. Football is back, Jack.
So I went.
All right.
I went to the show. I went on Saturday night. I saw Pearl Jam tribute band, still alive at Revolution. I got to tell you something. Staying out late at night, it's hard.
What was late?
Well, it was. We left. It was over like around 11-ish, and so we're in the car on the way home, and
It was over at 11.
Yeah.
And this is staying out late.
Oh my God, it's so late. And we couldn't believe that when we were on the drive home, we said to ourselves, because Fort Lauderdale used to be my spot with my wife, when we were just dating, we loved Riverfront. And so we'd be going out there all the time. Yo, stop putting your hands up in the air, Roy. You think it's called Riverwalk. It's not.
It is.
No,
what are you
it's
talking
not.
about?
It's Riverfront, all right? Riverwalk is in San Antonio. You're confusing the time that you went to San Antonio with Riverfront, all right? Riverfront is Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, you're getting me off track here. We used to go there, like when we were dating. That was our spot. And we said to ourselves, I can't believe there was once a time where we were just arriving at this time. Who the hell is arriving somewhere at 11 o'clock? What a nightmare. Oh, my God. We were so tired at the end of the night. Who needs this? I was even thinking to myself during the day, I'm like, all right, I'm excited for this show. We're going to go see a band play nothing but Pearl Jam songs. How's that not going to be great? And but the thought did cross my mind where it's like, am I even going to be able to do this? It's late. I did it. I did it, everyone.
Are you going to do it again?
If they play again, yeah. I would do it again. But I don't need to do it again.
What if it's a weeknight?
Yeah, I don't need to do it again for a while. All right.
Weeknight, no.
Whew. We were tired. Oh, man, going out.
Back when I used to perform all the time, we didn't go to the club until 12:30.
Oh! Ugh. What a vomit. 12:30. Are you kidding me? How you take a nap during the day, right?
Nah.
What?
It was excitement.
I can't even believe that.
I'm pretty sure when we were in Vegas for Summer League, we had gone for the UFC fight. Meek Mill was performing at a club that we had gone to with Cuervo, and Meek didn't come on till like 1:30.
Ugh. I saw Wu-Tang Clan at Revolution, which is where we were the other day for the, this Pearl Jam tribute band, and I saw Wu-Tang there, which I think was the last time that I was there. I hadn't been there in 20 years. My wife still thought it was called The Edge, all right? I hadn't been there in 20 years. And the last time I was there was for Wu-Tang. And the show, I think I mentioned this last week, the ticket says 9 p.m., That bus with Wu-Tang pulled, because it was outdoor. That bus pulled up with Wu-Tang at 1 a.m. Come on home. That's late.
But see, the thing is, if the club closed at 3, then that's actually the time to get there, because you don't want to be there for 5 hours. You get there at 11 o'clock, you got to be there till 3, so the performance don't start till about 2:30. Might as well scroll in about at 1 a.m.
As everybody can see and hear now, we have Juju here with us hanging out for the week. Good to see Juju. So
Glad to be here.
we have we have good news for the Miami Heat over the weekend. How about that? Klay Thompson, officially a member of the Miami Heat, signs a 2-year deal, something like 11 point some odd million dollars total. But Klay Thompson, like, the plan worked, I guess, right? When you look overall at what the Heat have done this offseason, obviously they didn't land LeBron, but this summer, the LeBron thing was kind of like, oh shit, we got a chance at LeBron. Let's try and do that. LeBron was never the plan.
If we
this
change
summer.
the sequence of events, this is an A-plus
Yes.
offseason, and it's an A-plus offseason no matter what, but the way that it feels is different because, the way that prediction markets were swaying and
Right.
market prices, it looked like Miami was certainly, at some point, favored to reacquire LeBron James, and when he goes to Philadelphia, that lets a lot of the air out of the balloon, right? But say the pursuit of the offseason started with LeBron and ended with Giannis and Klay Thompson, A-plus, home run.
They've actually done a really nice job when you look at it. They lost a lot of young talent, obviously, in trying to acquire Giannis. But now you look at the pieces that they have surrounded Bam with, and we're talking Giannis, Bobby Portis, Klay Thompson, Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, they've done a really nice job filling out this roster.
Yeah, I guess because Tim did a great job of rebuilding himself because at a certain point in his career, it looked like I'm not sure if this guy can. Stick around.
He had been in the league for a couple of years and was sent down to the G League.
Yeah, and he reshaped himself, made himself a really consistent shooter. By the 3-point shooting percentages, they have addressed what was.
No, I thought they have no shooting.
Yeah, they addressed it with what was the lingering question. However, I still think, and we saw DeMar DeRozan went to Denver, getting somebody on the perimeter that can create their own shot, that seems to be.
So I was thinking about this last
big
night.
Need.
I was thinking about this. Like, sometimes when you're going to sleep, you can't fall asleep, and you think of a lot of things. I like that time.
You were thinking about how the Miami Heat can get a guy on the perimeter that can create their own shot.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about this last night, waiting to fall asleep. And I came to the realization, most people are not going to like this answer, but in regards to what you're talking about, where, a guy like DeMar DeRozan would have, and DeMar DeRozan's the guy that I wanted, by the way. Like, we spoke about this. The reason that I wanted DeMar DeRozan, who does not shoot threes and is not a good 3-point shooter, but still can create shots, is still a big-time scorer. And I really wanted DeRozan because I didn't think it was worth hoping that Dallas was going to buy out Klay Thompson for then Miami to eventually sign him when you just go out and sign DeMar DeRozan right now. Like, I would have taken that guarantee as opposed to hoping. But this is what usually happens, right? Where people on the outside like us, we don't have all the information that they probably have on the inside. And the Heat probably knew the entire time that they were going to get Klay Thompson. But I was thinking last night before I fell asleep, the reality of it is, when you're talking about who can be a guy who can create shots late in the game, get you a basket that's not Giannis, because sometimes in that spot he struggles, the guy kind of needs to be Andrew Wiggins. Like, it kind of, they have the guy on the roster. I know people, you don't, like, that's not flashy to you, and you don't want to hear me say that, but
I don't.
But the guy, it kind of needs to be Andrew Wiggins. He's a perimeter player who's been a scorer for most of his career. He needs to be that guy.
There was this Heat account that I'm sure was trolling because they said Pat Riley has rebuilt this roster in the image of the 2013 Miami
take it
Heat.
easy.
And I go down to the line that has Wiggins compared to Wade, and I threw up.
Yeah, I saw that.
I threw up all over my phone. I
Now
didn't
you
even
need a
see
new
the
phone.
rest of the tweet. I threw up all over it.
And you need a new phone now.
To be fair, Wiggins has played in some big time games in the Western Conference and has played really, really
If they
well.
need a guy to get a shot, it kind of needs to be him.
Yeah, and I think one of the most important things about this roster is all these guys are Heat culture guys that I can see buying into Spoelstra's system.
I think it's a high character roster.
Exactly. So I think that whatever Spoelstra says in the practices or, hey, bro, we need this out of you, I think he's going to give him to him.
Yeah, I think it's a very high character roster, And you guys know that's the kind of stuff that I personally have been missing from this Miami Heat team over the last few years, where it's just got to get back to having dogs on this team, all right? And it feels like they got
so
some
many
dogs.
clowns, dude. Had so many unserious
So many clowns.
people.
Yep.
Just not culture fits.
Yep.
Look out for Davion Mitchell this year.
Oh,
I think
dude,
Davion
I love
Mitchell about
him.
to take a hop.
Yeah, I love him. I trust him. I think he is a Miami Heat type of player.
Yep.
I think he can shoot well. He can create some off the dribble, but a point of attack defender. I think he would have been great on this roster. If LeBron had come here, I was expecting huge things from Davion Mitchell.
I mean, can you tell me Davion Mitchell can't give us what at least Mario Chalmers did for a few years? Come on.
Easy.
And defensively, way more.
Easy.
What are you saying easy for?
Easy.
Easy what?
You're comparing Davion Mitchell to someone who, in my mind, deserves to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And that's not a joke. Europe, college, pros. He's won everywhere.
The winner.
Big three.
Every level, he's a winner.
Every level.
It's
no
true.
No one else can say they've won in Europe,
Yep.
college, the NBA, and Big Three. Nobody.
Dude he is a winner at every level.
We asked him about it, and he agreed.
Agreed
Straight
that he's
face.
a winner or that
no,
he should be in
that
the
he's
Hall of
a
Fame?
Hall of Famer. Because
In the pro.
Yeah. In the group, we asked him, hey, are you a basketball Hall of Famer because of what you did? Remember, hit one of the biggest shots in college basketball history.
Yep.
All right. Big time piece for a two-time champion, Miami Heat.
And come on, that Game 4 in the 2012 Finals?
Yeah.
What about Mario Chalmers? Come on now.
Europe and the Big Three. I still got a tiny bone to pick with Spo because remember, there was a point in time where Mario Chalmers signed a 10-day and was back with
Yes,
the roster.
yes.
And he never got his moment.
Yes.
He just never played a minute.
Hall of Fame probability for Mario Chalmers.
Can I guess?
97%.
Go
Can I
ahead.
guess?
Go ahead. You'll never get it, but go ahead.
3%.
0.1%.
Oh. Ugh.
The 1% of the 1%.
A tenth of 1%.
Oh, man. Come on. That's too low. Come on.
I agree. For a guy
At
that's
least
won
give
that
him
many
a whole
championships,
percent. Come on now.
No one else has the argument that I just laid out. I mean, why would anyone else lay it out? But my point is, don't compare Davion Mitchell to Mario Chalmers.
I'm just saying he could at
Slow
least
your roll.
give us that. He could give us what Mario gave the team in those championship years. So I'm really pleased. Even though I wanted DeRozan, there has to be context to it. I wanted DeRozan because I wanted the guarantee of that guy's there. He's available to us right now. But the Heat's plan worked, and they got Klay Thompson, and so what they're banking on, right? Because Klay Thompson just had the worst season of his career, where he came off the bench.
Wow. Mario Chalmers, also a McDonald's All-American. Wow. He did it at high school, too.
The winner at every level.
Yeah.
literally.
Natural-born winner. Klay Thompson came off the worst season of his career. Shot under 40% from the floor, which is bad. And shot 38%, I think, from three, which is still good. Still good. Not elite, but it's still really good. And averaged 11-some-odd points. And I think what the Heat are banking on, and I'm okay with them banking on this, is that he's going to have a ton of wide-open threes on this team. Shots that he did not get last year in Dallas. Because they didn't even have Kyrie Irving in Dallas last year. Like, who was on that Dallas team last year? It's Cooper Flagg and
Max Christie.
Right. So, yeah, at 36 years old, can't create his own shots anymore. But between Bam and Giannis, he's going to get a lot of open looks out there. And I would believe that his three-point percentage will be a lot closer to his career mark, which is 41.
I think the best thing you think about Klay is playing Klay ball, right? When I think of Klay at his apex, he wasn't dribbling, right? Like everything is off.
Wasn't there that
action
one
screens.
game where he had all those points, and they were like, he took 6 dribbles the entire
Yeah,
game?
he had like 38 points, like 7 dribbles the
Yeah.
entire game. But
Yeah.
like that kind of
You think it was
offense.
7? I thought 6. All right, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm playing Price is Right. I'm going to go over one.
Ugh.
6'7".
But you look at what that offense was for Klay and just like in rhythm shooting, right? Off of screens, pin downs, like go running down the baseline. Like all that stuff is going to be available when you've got guys like Bam and Giannis and Portis and all guys in the middle that are going to have to command some sort of committee downstairs.
Do you think he ever considered the Warriors? I feel like he's got real beef with the Warriors. I don't think he's happy with them. I think he probably looks at it as like, wow, you keep giving Draymond money. Like, you know, I didn't want to leave because that is what's happened. They didn't want to pay him, and they keep giving Draymond Green money. including giving him back the 1 year, $28 million. I would imagine he's probably got beef with the Warriors, because wouldn't he have at least considered them? It doesn't seem like it's considered anyone but Miami, which is why I think it's easy to draw the conclusion that the Heat have known the whole time that they were going to get Klay Thompson.
How do you feel about Giannis already talking about going back to Milwaukee?
I think those are old quotes.
No.
Yeah?
No, these are new. Like it's like, when I'm done with this Miami Heat thing, I would love to come back to Milwaukee and close that loop. By the way, the Miami Heat added Vin Baker to their coaching
I like
staff,
that. That's a smart move.
who's
Smart
apparently
move.
a Giannis guy.
Yeah, smart move. Make the guy comfortable. Wasn't that a thing, remember, in Milwaukee when they traded for Damian Lillard? Damian Lillard's lack of comfort, familiarity, it was a problem. Make Giannis comfortable. So that seems like a no-brainer to me. You see, Klay Thompson was beefing with fans on Instagram over the weekend as well. I guess they were comparing – I guess he was being compared to Ray Allen in some fashion, and so Klay Thompson was on his Instagram going in the comments. I'll never understand that. Like, can the NBA player, the super successful NBA player, he's going to be in the Hall. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Klay Thompson. He's a 4-time NBA champion. And he'll just see a comment that he doesn't like on Instagram and he just can't help himself. He's got to respond. I don't get it. I would pay no attention to any of that shit. Right? Wouldn't you? If you were Klay Thompson or someone of that ilk, wouldn't you just pay no attention to anything like that?
Right. None of that stuff is your business. Like some of the comments on this YouTube right here that we on, none of that is my business, man. I don't care how y'all feel about me. I love myself. I think that a lot of the players, they see that Kevin Durant, he be getting away with them burners, so they be like, oh, me too. And they don't do it like my bro.
So Buddy wrote, and he actually wrote this at Klay Thompson on the Instagram comments. It was facts, but it was against the top defenders of each team. Or did Steph and KD draw those? Ray Allen led a team to the Eastern Conference Finals without another All-Star. It's not close, bro. And Klay Thompson responds, you do realize I was the second leading scorer on 2 championship teams without KD. You want me to go to a bad team and put up empty stats? That's easy, buddy.
Buddy at the end.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I mean, why Ray Allen wasn't getting empty stats? I don't understand. What? What do you mean?
There's a couple years in Seattle, and
Those Seattle teams were good.
Those teams were good, dude.
Those Seattle teams were damn good. I think one was the number 1 overall seed.
And when he was in Milwaukee too. Before that, that's the team he's referring to. They went to the Eastern Conference Final.
Eastern Conference Final.
Yeah,
With Vin Baker.
yeah.
Was it Vin Baker? I know they made the big Sean Kemp trade.
I know it was Vin Baker with Glenn Robinson. That was the duo there. Did they have? They may have had Ray Allen for a little bit. They may have. It may have been with Vin Baker.
Cup of coffee.
It may have been. So I made this point a few weeks ago, and Dan poo-pooed it about Klay Thompson. Like maybe he can be that Ray Allen role, and Dan really made the case of Ray Allen was a much better player when he arrived here at 37 years old than Klay Thompson arriving here now at 36 years old. And I did look up the numbers, and like Ray Allen's numbers, field goals, 3-point percentage, were still elite at 37 years old, his last year in Boston before he got here, compared to Klay Thompson's last year in Dallas. But again, Ray Allen, that last year in Boston, is on a championship-level team. The Heat obviously took that ass. Everybody knows that. But was on a championship-level team with Garnett, with Pierce, with Rondo, while Klay Thompson is, playing on a bad Dallas team. So, yeah, Ray Allen was a better player, at least coming off a better year. But I love this signing. I'm really pleased with the Heat. I think the Heat are going to be really good. I do. Like, I've been having trouble. I've been having trouble trying to get pumped up, trying to get fired up as far as them being a championship contender. I think they're going to be really good.
I think that they needed a couple more lotto tickets. I would have loved in an ideal world, you get DeRozan and you get Klay Thompson. Just increase your chances of one of them landing.
They have money for one more vet minimum contract.
Yeah, I don't know. The last we saw of Klay Thompson, it looked like,
They just seemed to hit open threes.
didn't look great. Yeah, but
Don't dribble. Just stand in the corner, shoot.
okay. I guess he certainly has guys that can open it up a little bit more for him over here.
Yeah, that's
He's had a lot. He's played a lot of basketball and he's sustained a lot of injuries.
only played 21 minutes a game last year too. Important to note. I mean, he came off the bench, but did not play a ton last year. Anyone watch the Dolphins on Saturday? Woof.
Kept a little eye on it. Just looked over.
When all the starters on a bad team aren't playing, it's a rough watch.
It was bad. Well, I mean, the Dolphins this preseason have been a brutal watch outside of the first drive of the first game. Where
Quarterback play has been pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, Malik
outside of
Willis
that drive.
drove them down the field and looked fantastic, but everything since, unwatchable.
I'll glance up at a TV on mute, watch a quarterback drop back, and say, "Goo."
I mean, super hard to evaluate any team whose starters, especially the starting quarterback, are not playing. But man, I don't know what you could possibly take away from these past couple Dolphin games. Like I guess the first preseason game, it's okay, cool. Caleb Douglas, he might be a guy.
That's one of the takeaways I've heard is that the rookie receivers look good. Like Tutu Atwell, they're saying has been one of the worst guys at camp. These people they've brought in, the names you've heard of, are not going to be on the field. It seems like a lot of the rookie receivers are actually going to be playing.
Like people like what they saw obviously from Caleb Douglas. And
Tutu
then,
does one thing though. The one thing that plays to Willis's skill set. Willis throws a great deep ball. Tutu is a 9-route guy. But apparently he's not doing well
I think
at that.
he's struggling. I don't think he's even going to get on the field.
Catching the ball? That's an issue. You're a receiver.
Yeah.
Did you see Javon Holland? So the Dolphins played the Giants, all right? And that's who Javon Holland plays for now. And after Javon Holland didn't play. And after the game, Javon Holland, former Dolphin safety, put on a Instagram on an image, big dub, fuck them. I mean, the first thing I would say is those guys that you would like to F, none of them are here anymore. Like, they fired all of them. They're all gone, right? Like, there are no familiar faces in the building to Javon Holland anymore. So I'm not really sure what there is to be angry about, especially because, look, Javon Holland had a real good rookie year, and then he was pretty good the second year. But after that, he wasn't that good. Like, I don't know if many people wanted to stick around. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I get too sensitive about that kind of stuff. Telling my team. Only I could tell my team to F off. You can't tell my team. Only I could tell my team to F off.
Worst team in the league. Okay.
I'll tell them to F off. You don't get to do that. I'll relay the message. You see Ruben Bain, though?
Oh, Zaz. That's the big takeaway from the weekend.
Right arm, under the armpit, lift you.
But I thought he had small arms. He had T-Rex arms.
I mean, it actually helps for that one move, which is just, he doesn't have to extend all the way. Just power.
He's like 350 pounds. Just see ya.
You should be terrified of anyone that doesn't care about that hair. Because he's just going to keep that haircut forever. And that haircut,
he doesn't have time for haircuts.
That haircut is a terrifying haircut.
Yeah, he doesn't have time for haircuts. He doesn't have time to look good.
You got the same haircut as James Amos from Good Times.
He only has time to play football. He does not have time to look good. I love him walking out on the field, and someone pointed this out on Twitter. He's walking out on the field. He's got no tape. He's got no gloves. None of that bullshit.
Yeah. When you say tape, are you talking about the hair again?
Mike's got tape on right now, and he's talking into a microphone. Look at his finger. He's like AI.
Nope.
Well, I've been trying to tough it out.
Ruben Bain doesn't
injury.
need that.
Wow. And I realized I kept re-breaking my finger because I'm a dog. And I was like, I should do something about this.
You're a mix between whom again?
Mitchell Robinson and prime Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Look at that scouting report. I mean,
That's
come on.
just the off-court issues.
Ruben Bain just walking onto the field. He's got his jersey. He's got his pants. He's got his helmet. Doesn't need anything
From
else.
a branding standpoint, the hair is good, but the face mask that he opted for in the pros, that's elite. You saw what he did.
No. What kind of mask is
his
it?
face mask is meant to
It's
look
the one with
like,
all of the bars?
Yeah, to look like
That's
Bane
scary.
from The Dark Knight Rises.
That's scary. That's a good job out of him.
He's a tremendous football player, and he looks the part. And who's Dominique Foxworth said that the Bucs are a sneaky Super Bowl candidate. Baker Mayfield's talking a lot. We're going to surprise people. I don't know about that. I think they have some injuries already. at wide receiver.
Emeka's got a turf toe. They're dealing with a sprained toe, so we're looking at that. But I don't really know who else they have on the roster. Mike Evans is no longer there.
I mean, they play in a division where they should.
You win 9 games, you win that division.
I
They
don't know.
should.
The Saints look real good.
Where is Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin's there
Still
too. but
there.
Off
The ghost of, I guess.
compound injuries, broken leg, broken ankle, like
Hopefully.
30, north side of 30. It's tough.
He was one of my favorite players to watch, but last year, absolute shell. He had nothing, and I hope he can recapture some of that. Maybe he tried to come back too quick, but he was always so dynamic to watch with the ball, and it was I didn't recognize that guy.
So when I bring up Ruben Bain again, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to do the thing every time that I bring up Ruben Bain. I promise you, I'm not going to do this the whole season. Where
You are.
I might do it for most of the season.
I
but
have
not
a
the whole
feeling Ruben Bain's going to force us to have that dialogue.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't want it to be a thing every time where it's, Caden Proctor, he sucks.
You'd prefer Caden Proctor not suck.
He played 3 plays and they took him out. They're protecting him.
Yeah, let's go on the record with that. I prefer Caden Proctor not to suck.
Bold.
Same.
All right? Copyright. I own that statement. I prefer Caden Proctor not to suck. Copyright. But we could talk about Ruben Bain, who we love as a Miami Hurricane. Like, we could praise Ruben Bain and have it have nothing to do with Caden Proctor, right? That's what I'm saying, where I don't want to be a hater. How about I'm just praising Ruben Bain,
I heard you talking to Dominique where he was just kind of saying that people in Miami are way too high on Ruben Bain.
Right,
essentially.
He's
like, you guys are way too emotional about this.
Yeah.
He's a good prospect, but I think Dominique's wrong.
Yep.
I think he is that dude. I am emotional about it, but he's going to be a stud.
Yep, Dominique on Zaslow Show 2.0, really good podcast. He mentioned last week he thinks that if we weren't from Miami or if Ruben Bain didn't go to UM, we would not be feeling this way about Ruben Bain.
Yeah, no, that's a huge part of it. It's a huge part of it. The emotional reaction is because of that big spot in the Venn diagram that is both Hurricanes fans and Dolphins fans. And, a lot of those people that occupy in that Venn diagram saw Ruben Bain plenty, didn't see Caden Proctor a lot, probably saw Caden Proctor against FSU. That wasn't great. The Nick Saban quotes exist. Those are bad. Yeah, I understand this. It's a hometown in the flats.
I think this is going to provide Ruben Bain with that chip that he wouldn't have had if he would have came to Miami. If he would have came to Miami, he would have been a great player. But I think them snubbing him is going to make him a generational talent, bro.
I hear you. Ruben would find the chip. He'd have a chip for not going number 1. That's just how he operates.
He's going to be so good. He's so good.
So obvious.
He's going to be so good.
Hurricanes D-line, I don't know if they're going to miss him all that much. Now he's a special player. The ends, look, you lost 2 first-round D ends. Guys that have been playing, like Mesidor was 30. Come on. And
I haven't heard much about him. Is we doing anything so far preseason, training camp?
He's had a decent camp.
yeah, I heard did all right in camp.
All right.
And, everyone knows what to expect from Mesidor because he was basically a finished product already in college. Bain is a guy that high end, this guy could be a Hall of Famer, but short arms, and there's a question about him. Mesidor, he's not super polarizing, but the interior line play from Miami on the D-line for the Hurricanes should be better than last year. Wow. Should be better. I do worry about the D-ends. I would have liked Hayden Lowe to stick around on the team. That one hurt. A 5-star talent. Hayden Lowe, really good. But Wilson and Lightfoot have potential to be first-round draft picks on their own. And we saw Lightfoot, especially in the CFP, make big-time plays for the Miami Hurricanes. And his mentality, his approach to practice, I like it a lot.
Getting close. Just a couple
Next week.
Well, this weekend's college football,
we
but
get
in 2 weeks.
We get to watch Stanford this week.
Do I get game day Saturday?
Yes.
This Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, talk to me.
I mean, we got NC State, Virginia. You think game day is going to sit that one out?
Talk to me.
We get Hawaii, Stanford.
Keep talking.
We are talking to you.
Canes get out of camp. No injuries. No big injuries. No season-long injuries. Now we're in install, folks.
Oh, and the Canes opener is a Friday night?
Yes.
Friday night, 9 p.m. against Stanford.
If this happened in the middle of the season, I'd
We
be a
wouldn't
little
like
worried.
it, yeah. Friday night to open the season, that could be any day of the week.
Oh, and the ACC, the last thing you want to see coming is Bob with shoes in that Friday night window.
Get it out of the way early.
And we have a couple of those. Thankfully, they moved the Virginia Tech off of Friday because that would have been spooky.
I'm being told, by the way, no college game day this week. College game day schedule will open in what's the normal week 1.
Really? They always do week 0.
Well, that's what I'm being told.
They've always been bubbling and doubling.
Stop talking to me.
The thing I'm being told could be wrong, but that's what I'm being told.
But they bubble and double.
Say better things.
Wait, is Virginia NC State an ACC game? Because remember, like there was that weird thing where Virginia played a game against an ACC opponent that wasn't an ACC game.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, and this was a game that was originally scheduled for Brazil.
How do you feel about them no longer calling it week 0 anymore? It's just like it's an extended week 1. Week 1's 2 weeks.
Yeah, I like week 0.
Yeah?
They heard our complaints.
Yeah.
I feel like we complained about that for a while.
Which was worse, week 0 or when in the NCAA tournament they called the first round the play-in, and then the weekend was the second round? That's bullshit. Yeah. That was the bullshit of all bullshit. Yeah. You had to change that back.
I mean, I like it when week 0 has the one marquee game. Yeah. For example,
like when they play in Dublin.
When Georgia Tech beat FSU. Mm-hmm. God, how great was that?
What a day.
That was fantastic.
What
when the Canes, when Jeff Thomas screwed the Miami Hurricanes and Kadarius Toney broke the Canes over his knee in week 0 in Orlando. That was a great week 0. Yeah. The headliner of this week 0, is it UNC TCU? No, not for me.
It's a fart.
Can we find out if that NC State Virginia game is an ACC conference game? Because if so, we've just sweetened the pot as if it needed more sweetening.
Did you guys see Dwayne Wade over the weekend?
The new mustache?
Dwayne Wade. I don't know if I'm going to say he's unrecognizable, but it's close. Like if I saw this guy who shaved his entire beard, almost fully shaved. He's got the little deal on the chin, all right? I'd lose that, Dwayne. But if I saw this guy on the street, I would do a double take. I'm not 100% sure it's Dwayne Wade. Right? He looks...
That's like to be Dwayne Wade.
He looks younger, for sure. But younger doesn't mean better.
He look like Calvin Ridley.
I think he looks... I don't know. I don't love it. I like the backwards hat.
Yeah, we could tell.
He somehow looks like Casey and JoJo.
Yeah. Shaved off that beard, huh?
Yeah, I like it. But, bruh, this is a reminder of bruh handsome, though. Like, he got good genes. Bruh put over 40, looking like this, looking like a teenager. Salute to my boy, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he looks good.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like Dwayne Wade.
Doesn't look like Dwayne Wade to me.
No.
You know who else don't look like themselves? That boy Luka Doncic. You saw he took the Lakers overseas and was sporting a new look. I'm like, dog, is that Luka or Tom Cruise?
Yeah, he looks like a model. You're right.
Exactly. Salute to my boy.
Yeah, he was looking good.
I can't salute him. I'm too busy monitoring him.
Good call.
There's a lot of monitoring of Luka going on.
Monitoring the situation. I'm monitoring a few folks. Jokic, Anthony Edwards with the change in ownership, and now got my eyes fixated monitoring the Luka Doncic situation. Like, apparently I'm not the only one. Many teams are.
Wow. Do you think they have meetings where it's like, yo, do you think we should monitor Luka? And some of those teams like, nah, not necessary.
Well, remember the last time he
got to monitor.
There was a change in ownership. So he's already gone through 2 changes in ownership. I'm just saying. Get an opportunity to monitor a situation.
He's played under now 5 ownerships in his career.
What's happened to the NBA?
5.
We can't allow this. We can't allow this.
What happened to the game I love?
It's just constantly flipping these assets.
Well, we're kind of in one of those spots where you take a step back and you're kind of grateful for Mickey Harrison, no?
Yeah. Even though Josh Kushner was here. That was good. That was
minority owner.
That one went underreported.
Ugh.
Especially on this show. Yeah.
I mean, very minority.
Free Genie Bus.
It's a really small percentage.
How do those phone calls go when you're monitoring a player on another team? You call the team and you're like, hey, what's going on over there?
He looks like Tom Cruise now.
Yeah.
All right, check
like
back
that.
later.
What are you guys doing?
I think you just say, just want to let you know, so it doesn't catch you by surprise. We're monitoring.
Like keep in touch kind of thing?
Nah, just like, if they see you creeping, you don't want them to get, startled because you're letting them know, yo, I'm monitoring.
I'm here, taking a look.
Yeah, I'm not creeping. I'm monitoring.
Well, we were all caught by surprise the last time he got moved. But you know why? Because no one was monitoring the situation in Dallas.
That's right.
Only Rob Pelinka was.
That's right.
Now everyone's learned.
That's right. Yo, Mike, does Inter Miami suck?
They might right now. They might, and they should probably take a look at the head man. You know,
They never win games anymore.
no. Now it seems worse than it is.
They've won a game this month.
Yeah, it seems worse than it is because there's Leagues Cup matches in here. They're well out of that competition. They're not going to win the Leagues Cup, a cup that they have won previously. But now you're worried about what's happening in MLS. And it's not like they're losing to good teams here, Zaz. Nashville's always
Right,
good,
Toronto
but-
stinks.
But yeah, that's real bad.
And Messi scores every game, by the way.
That's why this is super concerning, because you could point to, obviously, Messi was super close to his dad. And that was sudden, a surprise after the World Cup. He's played a lot of minutes, traveled a bunch, then travels back to Argentina, comes back and performs really well. Now, in the Eastern Conference, again, it seems worse than it is because Inter Miami is still second in the East because they've lost all these games in a different
But
competition.
first place is running away with it.
Yeah, which is one of the teams that they've lost to, Nashville. Really good. One of their nice little budding rivalry inside of the Eastern Conference. But now you've allowed the rest of the conference to kind of catch up.
But you're
to you.
saying they may have to fire the coach again?
Well, they fired the last one, and I don't know if they ever just, did they remove the interim tag? It felt like they were just kind of, this is Messi's guy that they've installed, and this is a huge dip in for him. I do think he'll get a couple more matches here in the MLS campaign, but if they drop some more, Casemiro's been here, and that just, if you're going from wins and losses, bad signing. Because Casemiro was supposed to kind of fix this Busquets type of hole that was in the roster. And Busquets was a very good player for Inter Miami. Casemiro, just from a result standpoint, not working out the way that you would hope for Inter Miami.
Well, they play again this weekend, this Saturday night. They're playing at home again against Montreal, who also stinks.
Big update. Game between NC State and Virginia in 2026. Conference game.
All right.
And yesterday we played another clip of AEW wrestling where we believe they must have a Le Batard Show fan, or maybe just a Greg Cody Show fan, who is injecting Greg Cody's catchphrases into their programming.
I heard the bit. I don't agree.
Okay, that's fine. Well, let me play again for you real quick from yesterday. This is the second time that this has happened, or at least that we played the video. This is from yesterday where we believe AEW programming is using Greg Cody catchphrases. Give this a listen, Amin.
Juice Robinson versus Clark Connors. Who won? Who? The Guns versus the Dogs. Who won? Who? And in a double chain match, who took to the jury? Who?
Now, I went...
Baja Men can also be upset.
That's what I'm thinking. I get Baja Man from that. Who let the dogs out?
Well, but he did it with the inflection. Who won?
Well, he's building.
All right. I'm full disclosure. Like I said, not disclosure day, but full disclosure.
Okay.
I went into this yesterday ready to poo-poo it and tell you, Greg, no one cares about your catchphrases. No one is using them on AEW. Like, don't be stupid. And I heard that, yes, and I'm having a hard time denying it. And now I had one of our listeners send me another couple of clips. I'm going to play the first one here for you. But both of these clips are from the same segment, all right? Don't pay as much attention to, what's actually happening in the video. Like, who the hell can explain? But pay more attention to the possible use of the Greg Cody catchphrase.
What you learn, huh? What you learn, huh? What you learn, huh?
So over and over, they're saying, "What you learn? What you learn? What you learn?"
that's a common phrase.
Still
Okay,
skeptical.
but we got to put it together with the other examples as well,
What'd you
don't
learn?
Catch can a few weeks ago.
we? Who won?
Everyone says catch as catch can.
No, and
What?
No, and they ended the catch as catch can segment with "You never know."
You never know
Oh,
sometimes.
stop it.
See, Amin is playing the role that I thought I was going to play.
What role?
And of being indignant that it's not a thing.
I
It's
think you guys
coincidence.
are just navel gazers. You just think everything is about you around here.
All right, well, play the next one.
All right,
then.
so this is in the same clip again.
We're rolling now, huh?
Oh, are you kidding me? We're rolling. No. It's not just we're rolling now. We're rolling now, huh?
I mean,
It's undeniable.
you know what's funny? At first when he went, I was like, oh, that is kind of like Greg. But then he came back and it's like, oh, he just said, come on, man.
It's undeniable. There's something happening.
all in the same segment. What'd you learn? We're rolling now, huh?
You guys have the wrestler or the writers?
Well, it hasn't always been the same wrestler.
Got it.
So I think that in the creative room, there's a Greg Cody superfan.
We're rolling now, huh?
Well, this is what I would say. If there is indeed a mole in the writing room, you got to do one thing. You got to.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings Sports.
I like your style.
DraftKings, the crown is yours.
You know, when you think about it, the Cleveland Browns are a poverty franchise. People in Cleveland will hear me say that. Zaslow, you hate Cleveland. Whatever. It's true. It's a poverty franchise.
I think if you polled most Americans, what's the worst franchise in the history of sports? I think with how gigantic football is, the Cleveland Browns take the title.
Juju, put it on the poll. Are the Cleveland Browns the worst franchise in all of sports? And I bring this up because for a poverty franchise, for a franchise that has literally never done any winning in the Super Bowl era, all right? They rarely make the playoffs. They're no good. They're always talked about. They're always in the news. Like there's something admirable about that. You know? Like the Dallas Cowboys are always in the news. But all right, you got an owner who loves being in front of the camera. You always have high-profile players. They always sign big stars. They won 30 Super Bowls in the 90s. That's a major, major franchise. So, okay, it makes sense they're spoken. And there's Cowboy fans everywhere. It's not like there are Cleveland fans everywhere. It's Cleveland fans in Cleveland. But the Browns are always talked about every single year. There's something admirable about that. And they've been front and center this entire preseason because they have a shitty quarterback battle on a shitty team. And in week number 1...
And all the other shitty quarterback battles outside of Atlanta seem pretty set. So this is what you talk about this time of year.
You're right.
This is what you talk about this
You're
time
right.
of year. And if you're Deshaun Watson, what you do is, I know this is strange, you keep your head down. You keep your head down, and you don't give people reasons to talk about you. And yeah, the performance wasn't great. It was bad. But then he made news. I think he might, Tua kind of lost his job too with some press conference stuff. But in terms of like being in a quarterback battle, has anyone ever lost a job because of a press conference? Because I don't know if you caught this over the weekend. this was a disastrous day for Deshaun Watson. I had a friend that was at the game, said he's never seen anything like that, where a dude on his team, Browns fans, good fans, they cheered when Deshaun Watson threw an interception. Cheered. As if it was their team that was catching the interception. And Deshaun Watson said many things in the postgame presser. We expect a decision any minute now from Todd Monken.
Well, I saw his press conference, his media availability today is going to be a little after we wrap today.
So I expect him to name Shedeur Sanders QB1.
Oh, I think he's going to name Watson.
I don't think you can after this. This was so bad. Let's run it.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that, and yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does any of that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything at all.
He is out to lunch. Ugh.
Where do you want to start?
He is in outer space.
Where do you want to start?
I think the first place to start is I loved chastising the fans while you fix your diamond earring. I love that. Yeah. That's a great visual. Please chastise the fans and make sure while you're doing it, and you've been a terrible player, but please, before you're going to chastise the fans who hate you because not just your play at quarterback has been horrific in Cleveland. The only thing worse than your play at quarterback in Cleveland has been your behavior off the field before you got to Cleveland. But please, while you chastise the fans who are mad that you suck while you're taking in the most guaranteed money in NFL history, please start the conversation playing with your diamond earring. Please.
I also think that because of how he's describing the fans and his reaction, what does it tell the fans if Todd Monken say he's number one for us?
This is why I think he blew it. It was an easy decision to have Deshaun Watson be your starting quarterback.
Is it an easy decision to go with Shedeur?
No, I don't think so, because you always have the Shedeur thing in your back pocket. Deshaun's obviously going to struggle. There's going to become
so obvious.
There's going to be a point in time where, hey, man, this guy stinks. Let's put in a spark plug, and that's a winning position for the younger Shedeur Sanders.
So obvious. Let's name the guy quarterback who's definitely going to suck, but let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
But that's what Cleveland does, right? This is how quarterback battles go. You put the veteran guy that's expensive in there if they haven't done a lot to separate themselves. But Deshaun Watson did a lot to separate himself from Shedeur Sanders, who, I mean, compared to him, total pro, not no off-field thing. Like, forget even about the prime stuff. Like, compared to Deshaun Watson, it's a walk in the park. I think he totally lost his job because he was bad there, but he was even worse in that press conference. Number one, dude, it is not just a personal thing. It is absolutely a performance thing because anybody that jumped off the ship, right? There aren't many people that are sitting there in those stands that are still repping the Cleveland Browns, rooting against their starting quarterback. If you performed well, they'd be cheering for you. You didn't get those boos when you stepped out onto the field for the first time wearing number 4 in brown. They were cheering you tearing your Achilles because you're a bad person, but you're an even worse quarterback, which says a lot. Well, let me walk that back. You're a pretty rotten person.
It's words.
Yeah. You're a pretty shitty quarterback. You're a totally rotten person.
Has nothing to regret.
That was another part. And God put him in those situations. God put him on that massage table. What the are we doing with this guy?
Nothing to regret.
I think my boy is being willfully obtuse. Like, and that, like, you playing in our face now. And I feel like that's the violation, bro.
Who's the most famous person to be obtuse? It's got to be the warden in Shawshank, right?
Yep.
By far.
Absolutely.
This was so out of touch, so wrong of him, so ill-advised that I think he did it on purpose. I think he went.
I don't think he's bright enough.
I think he knows that he's toast. I think that he knows that he's toast on the football field. And it's not just in games. It's been in practice. The guy's been terrible with very – I still follow a lot of those beat writers. It's not like, man, Deshaun looked good at camp today. Haven't seen that over the last few years. I think he knows he's cooked. And I think he just decided, last year was pretty fun getting paid to not play football. I have this terrible contract. I'm probably at the end here. Let me just not put myself through this. Let me not suffer the indignity of trotting out there for maybe 1.5 weeks and then losing my job. Let me just burn it all down right now. And I think that's why Monken announced, I'm going to announce a starter. And I definitely think that is a key data point on what we're going to see. I am going to be stunned. How do you do that? This guy just flamed your own fan base. Guess who's going to be booed the next time he steps onto that field? It's going to be Deshaun Watson. He went at the one fan base he can't afford to lose. I think he did this with intention. I think that was self-sabotage, and I don't think it's an overthink. Down to the fix it, every little detail. Fixing the $1 million earrings to saying, I don't regret anything. This is all personal. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he checked out.
I think generations in the future who do deep dives on Pro Football Reference like we do back, quarterbacks back in the 90s and 80s, they're going to look at Deshaun Watson and be like, oh, yeah, I remember that name. Like, man, he was bad. And then look back and see how good he was in Houston. You're like, wait a second. What happened here? And funny enough, in Pro Football Reference, usually because we were just talking about Klay Thompson, I was looking at some of his stats, and it's like, 2022 injury Achilles, 2023 injury, ACL, whatever. Here, there is no blank. It's just blank, completely blank. Mike, take a look.
It's just a missing year.
It's a gray line of 2 years, no injury.
Yeah.
There's no suspension. There's no nothing.
There were
It's
some
just
signs of his
blank.
play diminishing a little bit in Houston because that was part of the discourse, right?
Dude, but hold on. In 2020,
His last year in Houston, he was really
he threw
good.
for almost 5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 picks. And then just fell off the face of the earth.
This is another name to add to the growing take that I have, that the Brady Anderson year, that's something that you see with quarterbacks now in the NFL because quarterbacks can just drop off when the NFL is on your ass. And, he spent a lot of time away from the game. I don't think he's got the most professional approach. And, this is going to go down in history as the worst contract of all time in the history of sports. Yeah. And a friend of mine asked an interesting question.
What do you say?
Is this even more damaging to the franchise? The acquisition of Deshaun Watson, was that more damaging to the franchise than Art Modell moving the franchise?
Wow.
And I would say, just from my own personal...
it has to be no.
Yeah. No. All right, I hear you. Especially...
What's worse, Deshaun Watson or not having a team?
Well, that franchise also ended up winning a couple Super Bowls. So that Baltimore is now considered, one of the great franchises. I remained a Cleveland Browns fan when they left the NFL.
It's such a cruel truth, too, that not only did they leave, but they became one of the premier franchises.
So well run.
They drafted Ray Lewis right away. It's crazy. But just speaking from my own experience, when the Browns moved to Baltimore, I did not become a Ravens fan. I remained a Browns fan. I rooted for the local team. TV was different back then. Dolphins were on the TV every week. I wanted a rooting interest. But when the Browns came back, and I knew they would come back, I went back to the Browns. Yeah, it was talked about pretty immediately after they were moved that this was unjust because this is a great franchise. And I know I wasn't shaken off the Browns branch when they moved. It was when they acquired Deshaun Watson. So in that respect, yes. And also, it's put them in this terrible spot. They're a nowhere franchise. This guy's sitting on their books. It's been wasted years because his contract demands that you give him opportunities. Mind you, they made the playoffs in spite of this contract. They made it with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, who was on the street, showed you they had good teams. They had a good head coach. They had things going in the right direction. They had Myles Garrett. They had the quarterback. They won in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger was crying on the sidelines.
Put it on the poll, Juju. What has been worse for Cleveland? The Deshaun Watson trade or the Browns moving to Baltimore?
They almost went to Arrowhead and had a terrible call go against them. The Higgins, what should have been a touchdown, was targeting, took a helmet straight to the side of his helmet, fumbles, goes out of bounds. It should have been a touchdown, was targeting. They should have won that game against the prime Chiefs at Arrowhead. They had everything finally moving in the right direction, and then they decided, you know what? Baker played hurt that entire year. We've soured on him. This is the direction that we should go in. It was obvious. It was obvious to me what was going to happen. Because if the Cleveland Browns were going to make a big, bold move like that, it was going to blow up in their face because that's what happens to Jimmy Haslam and the Cleveland Browns. They finally got the right management team and the right quarterback in place. They built a hell of a roster. There were many Cleveland Browns teams over the last few seasons with Deshaun Watson on the roster that you're like, man, they are absolutely a quarterback away.
Well, look, the worst part about it is the acquisition of Watson meant they were giving up on Baker Mayfield. They are giving up draft picks. And if we want to be honest, it's why Myles Garrett's not on the team anymore.
100%. They gave up so much draft capital that they can't even replace Deshaun Watson if they want to.
So, like Mike said, coming up probably in a couple hours from now, Todd Monken, the first-year head coach of the Cleveland Browns, is going to name the starter for this season. Here is Todd Monken. This was after the preseason game, but before Deshaun Watson's comments.
Hey, how's it feel to get booed? I mean, it's a pretty easy question. It sucks. I don't want to get booed. It comes with the territory. You don't want to get booed? Let's play good football. Let's play good at quarterback. Let's play good on offense. Let's play good as a team. And then you don't have to worry about all that because it can turn just like that. Win, play good football, and everybody will be fine. That's just part of it. I mean, so I told him, you good? We're good. Part of what we do.
We're good. And then he says that. And I respect Todd Monken, but there has never been a coach that looks more one and done than that guy.
Yeah, here's the problem with Todd Monken, and here's why I believe he's going to go with Watson. All right. Todd Monken, he's 6 years old. First-year NFL head coach. This wasn't a hot candidate. You know, this is not like the offensive coordinator, the young offensive or defensive coordinator who you know you're going to give a few years here. Todd Monken is likely going into this season needing to win games. Not needing to make the playoffs, but needing to win games. Needing to prove, y'all were wrong not hiring me until I'm 60 years old. I can be an NFL head coach. And what happens there is, because I think Mike is right, it feels like a one-and-done type situation. So what winds up happening there is you're going to have decisions made from the head coach that are about self-preservation. And going with Deshaun Watson, I believe, is a self-preservation move where they probably do have a better chance of winning games this year, or at least right out the gates.
Yes.
That like Shedeur is better for the future. There's no future with Deshaun Watson.
Zaz, I don't disagree, but the math just changed. After that Todd Monken press availability,
You don't think it makes it
the
look,
math changed.
You don't think it then makes it look like he's letting the crowd dictate who his quarterback is?
I don't think you can have that guy as your quarterback.
I don't either.
You cannot have a dude that decided with his press availability following that game. Number one, it shows you a lot about how he's going to handle adversity here. Like, I don't know how you do that to your team. And there might have been guys on that team that believed in Deshaun. I happen to know there were guys on that team that thought Deshaun Watson should be QB1 based on merit because it's not exactly like Shedeur Sanders is lighting the world on fire at training camp either. But you can't, I don't understand how you can do that to your fan base, to your team, send that message that after Deshaun Watson said that, performed the way that he did, and recuse himself of any responsibility from the last few years and put it all on some agenda. What could that be? That the fan base, who stuck around, is one of the most loyal to a fault, by the way, because I can't judge anybody that stuck around through this.
So it shouldn't have taken me this long to bring this up as well, where So Deshaun Watson is taking it very personal. It's clearly personal that they're booing me. Can't be about my play. When they cheered, when I got carted off with the injury at the end of last season, is obviously a personal thing. He has no clue how sports work. Just none. Because you can say whatever you want about us as fans or Cleveland Browns fans as fans that, we lack more morality when it comes to stuff like this. But the reality of it is, he is clueless if he doesn't think that if he played good football, that crowd would forgive and forget. I know there are people like Mike who jumped off the bandwagon right at the start. But Mike jumped off, and there are people like him, and there are still 60,000 people at the stadium every single game. I guess it's 3 years prior that Deshaun Watson had played. 1 year he was absent, so this is his 5th year with the team. Those 60,000 fans at the game, if the quarterback is playing well, they're not booing him, and they don't give a shit about the off-field stuff. And like I said, that leads us vulnerable to you making accusations about our morality. But guess what? Welcome to sports. We've seen it a million times where a player is a dirtbag, but because he plays well, the fans are willing to look the other way. And this idea that Deshaun Watson doesn't understand that the reason that they're cheering when he's carted off the field and they're booing when he's playing poorly in preseason games, he doesn't get that despite the off-the-field stuff, that if he played well, they would be cheering him. He's on another planet, this guy.
Right. I liken it to Kanye West, bruh. Like, last couple of years, I would have never thought my boy would bounce back from this goofiness. He had on a black KKK mask. Yeah. He done said everything about Jay-Z. He been very rude, disrespectful to a whole culture, and yet he putting out music and still touring around because he letting the music talk. And I would never believe he's able to sell out SoFi and all this stuff.
Biggest concerts that he's had, ever almost.
Exactly. So I think he should, if Deshaun could pay attention to stuff like that, like Michael Vick as well. Michael Vick went through that situation, and I could not stop hearing about the charities that Michael Vick was donating to when it comes to dogs.
But that's also a huge difference between Watson and Vick,
exactly.
where Vick was really about that rehabilitation.
We should interrupt this. We have breaking news on this front. While it seems as though the Cleveland Browns got sick of watching morning television, because we're not the only ones saying you cannot trot Deshaun Watson out there. But the Cleveland Browns have indeed named Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback here.
Yeah.
So probably the smart decision to do this right now before First Take chews on it all morning long. But this
Not surprised.
I am super surprised. What a terrible message to send.
It is a terrible message.
To everybody. Yeah. And let me remind you, nearly 30 lawsuits. Nearly 30 lawsuits from women that accuse Deshaun Watson. This isn't one. This isn't two. This is over 2 dozen. It is an ungodly number of accusations.
No regrets.
No regrets. When you say that, though, it reminds me like this was kind of the temperature around Deshaun before they signed his ass in the first place. So how dare I think that Cleveland was going to do something different than goof on themselves again?
He just reignited the conversation, which had diminished. He just had the final 2 lawsuits dismissed. He was out of it. In fact, the conversation was just going to be about him being a shitty quarterback and not just a shitty person.
You're probably right where, if you go with Watson, which I felt they would, if you go with Watson, you can always then go to Shadur. But if you start with Shadur, it's tough to then go to Watson because nobody wants to see him. It's like you have 2 outs going to Watson. Maybe he'll play well. He probably won't. But then you can go to Shadur.
It's going to be booed by his own fans.
But the other way around, if you start with Shadur, you're really only giving yourself 1 out because nobody then wants you to go with Watson.
You have Dylan Gabriel, who doesn't even have a jersey number anymore.
Well, now the question becomes, I think there's a chance they cut Shadur now. Because this is now a conversation every single week. Every single week when Deshaun Watson plays poorly, this is a conversation. And does a first-year head coach want this to be the story of his team every single week? Dylan Gabriel's a fine backup. Non-controversial. You have no issues with Dylan Gabriel as the backup. Do you want to play this game every day for the rest of the season.
I think this was a huge test for a first-time head coach, and I think he failed. I think Deshaun Watson just made this a hell of a lot worse. Hell of a lot worse. Look at what we're talking about here. It had gone away pretty much. It was, all right, this is the realization of the situation. Like, he's had this in his past. They're trying to move on, and we're trying to see if somebody who was once great, once looked like a certain Hall of Famer, one time was compared to Michael Jordan by his college head coach. Said if you pass on Deshaun Watson, you are passing on Michael Jordan.
That's right.
And for a couple of years there, it looked like Dabo was absolutely right. People were crazy to pass up on Deshaun Watson.
And he was so likable at Clemson, too. He really was. He came from one of those homes that Warwick Dunn donated to families in need. Warwick Dunn, amazing person.
It's funny that you mentioned charity because we looked this up because I could not believe it. I could not believe this tweet that I saw. Deshaun Watson, like many athletes, has a charitable foundation. The Deshaun Watson Foundation raised over $500,000 last year, which I'm all for philanthropy. But if you're trying to decide where you're going to put your money, where you're going to park your charitable donation, landing on the Deshaun Watson Foundation is a choice. But I guess, as Juju says, that's neither here nor there. Last year, they raised over $500,000, but only gave out $85,000. Oh. And this is true. We checked out the
Gave
filing.
it out to what?
Paid out to whatever this foundation pays out to. They kept the rest. I think that's the minimum required by law in terms of actually dispersing some of those charitable donations. Yeah, the rest stayed in the foundation's account. We'll see where that goes. But just, not that I needed an additional data point, Zaz, to know that Deshaun Watson was a bad guy. But he's a bad guy. He's a shitty person. And they made their bed. And they've had every opportunity to just turn the page, get out from this. They're still going with this. Next year seems to be a big year for them. They have 2 first-round draft picks. I imagine they'll have a new head coach because he just showed he's a nothing. He just failed the first test. And Deshaun Watson's not a good quarterback. Shitty human, shitty quarterback. He'll be benched. Shedeur Sanders, not super hopeful. They just traded away Myles Garrett.
You're right. It's such an easy way to get the fan base behind you in your first big move. It's like what we were complaining about with John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley, where take Reuben Bain. It's the easiest way to get the entire fan base on your side at the very start. And this would have been a really easy way to get the fan base on your side, Todd Monken.
Yeah, it would have looked like he was coming to their defense. We are nothing without our dog pound.
Yeah, he went out there and chastised the fans. It really is an incredible quote where I think the whole world knows it has nothing to do about the performance. He's so clueless. If he was a good quarterback, they would forget so fast about the 30 lawsuits. He's like, he knows nothing about sports. And Todd Monken, after he chastises the fans, Deshaun Watson, Todd Monken then names him their starting quarterback. It's a bad look. It's a really bad look.
There's just no way this works out. We can say that with certainty.
I made this point about Tua after his first preseason game for the Falcons a couple of weeks ago, where if you're a veteran quarterback, if you've been in the league 7 years, you can't come out of a preseason game admitting your performance was substandard, wasn't even up to par. If you're a veteran quarterback, it doesn't even have to be a starting quarterback. Go look what Jameis Winston did to the Dolphins, this past Saturday. If you're a veteran quarterback playing in the preseason, you crush it. You crush it. And Deshaun Watson this weekend was 5 for 12. By the way, he wasn't the starter, so he's going up against second and third team guys. Oh. Deshaun Watson was 5 for 12 for 36 yards and an interception. If that's your preseason stat line and you're a veteran quarterback, you are not a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Deshaun Watson went on to say that if Monken chose him as QB1, then it's maybe 17 away games for me then.
Get him out of here, man.
Just get this guy out of the league, bro. He will be out of the league soon, but just
the Achilles was going to be it.
It certainly didn't help matters.
I thought he was going to be done after that.
He looked cooked before that. He looked cooked well before that. Never a time that he's looked good. Never been a time that he's looked good.
In that uniform,
never has been a time where he looked good.
Shedeur's on the team week 1?
Yes. Especially after this. I think it helped his case. I would have been there with you at the start of this whole thing. I was like, I think the loser's going to be on another team. I don't know if anybody's going to take Deshaun Watson. He is literally on the only roster that can have him on the roster. And he decided the move was blame the fans for a shitty play.
I mean, Shedeur couldn't win the job in an incredibly embarrassing QB battle. He's still on the team week 1? I don't know.
I mean, you said it yourself. What option do you have? And whereas there's a bunch of negativity now surrounding Deshaun Watson, where it makes his job even that much more difficult, something that he's already said, now Shedeur becomes even more popular, is looked at as even more of a potential savior. And the fans will be so fervent in their praise of him that's a cool opportunity for Shedeur to make something happen. And when he fails, Dylan Gabriel will have less enthusiasm surrounding him. But, this is going to be a terrible season for Cleveland. It's going to be brutal.
Tony, take us in a more positive direction here, all right? The Cowboys offensive lineman, he got you really fired up over the weekend?
Zaz, have you heard this speech?
No.
Whew. Boys, you guys have heard this speech?
No.
All right.
Do we know homeboy's name here?
Saez Pete.
Okay.
Saez Pete. He's the first Navajo in the NFL. So shout out to him.
All right.
Brian Schottenheimer, they have a big win in the preseason, and he told him, all right, we're going to close it out with Pete. Pete, get over here. And this is what he delivers as a speech. Tell me how fired up you get, because this had me running through a wall.
Yeah, that was an incredible win. I am very fortunate to be amongst you and to play in the same field where the same star hold it on our chest. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of how far we've come. Man, this game, fate brought us here as strangers, but this game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
Come on.
I like that.
Goosies.
Fate has brought us together.
That made me happy.
But the star makes us brothers.
I
Come
like
on.
hearing that. That made me happy.
There's a cadence. I was captivated.
Yeah,
Every
I like how
word.
he talks. I like his voice.
It's like very mellow, very just like nonchalant, and then all of a sudden,
He sounds like very Native American.
Yeah,
I like how
right.
he sounds.
and then the bar comes out, and you're like, whoa,
You just said it. Huh?
that was crazy.
What do you mean it was crazy?
No, I'm saying what he said was awesome.
Yeah.
These guys are playing a different game over here.
That made me happy.
Said it. You know what?
Smooth.
At least he said Native American. I was a little worried there. A little dicey.
I like that. I liked him.
Fired me up yesterday. I was like, hell yeah, dude. That's football right there.
Yeah.
A guy that you've never heard of all of a sudden becomes the star of a team that has 15 different stars on it.
Yeah. What did you say something weird, Chris? What happened?
I was saying what you were saying.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Chris.
Ugh. That's what I'm talking about.
Anyways,
So,
there you
okay. There you go.
go. All right.
So speaking of weird things, you know about this Daquan Wright?
We were speaking on weird things?
Yes. It's just a thing to say. It's a crutch. It's a transition.
I don't think we were. I don't think we were speaking about weird things.
It's not weird. Deshaun Watson being named starting quarterback is weird, right?
We had already separated from that.
Yeah, but like it's still in our minds.
We had
still
the
fresh.
nice little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
The Native American palate cleanser.
Yeah, I like how he sounds.
All right.
It made me happy hearing from him.
Yes.
Daquan Wright is, or I guess was an NFL player. Was. He's on waivers now. All right. What team?
Browns.
He's on waivers from the Cleveland Browns. And he's in the transfer portal. And if he clears waivers, not if he clears the transfer portal, if he clears waivers, waivers is not a new thing in college football. If he clears NFL waivers, he's going to play for LSU.
Played for Lane at Ole Miss. Nuts. Now, I know a lot of people don't like this. I can understand that. It's less than ideal. But to blame anybody but the NCAA here is foolish. This one was easy for the NCAA. Already instituted 5 years. No matter what, you get 5 years. The COVID people came and went. You had this one class that was in no man's land. Anybody with foresight would know that this would happen, and anyone at the NCAA would recognize we are 0 for a million in court cases. Just give them the extra year. You would have avoided this mess of people wearing pro uniforms one day and going to college the very next, as it seems to be the case. This is a failure on the NCAA, which is an absolute joke.
Well, and he's not going to be the only one, right? Like guys who don't make a 53-man roster, who are undrafted free agents, they're going to enter the transfer, or they're going to contest to go back,
there's
right?
been, I think there's been rumors of Tommy Castellanos being linked to Texas Tech in a backup capacity. You have to keep in mind, college football is starting this week. This is less than ideal for everybody involved. Like, it is hard to jump in. We're an install. This is not like, these are grown men coming into new situations, many of them. Some of them are going to go back to their original schools, and I guess it's a little bit more plug and play there. But this is a mess.
Can I ask you an honest question? So, like, when this guy Daquan Wright, did he go to LSU prior?
No, he went to Ole Miss for
Even
Lane
better.
Kiffin.
Even better. So when he arrives at LSU, does he feel like a loser? Like walking into walking into that locker room with college kids, like 18-year-olds. You were just taking snaps in an NFL preseason game, and now you're like
He's a man.
He's a man.
He's the man. The way Van Wilder was the man.
Oh, he's the man.
The man.
He's a man.
Yeah, he goes into that locker room. What's it like in the pros? Man, my quarterback said some crazy shit.
Right, I think the brother to look out for right now is the starting tight end on LSU currently. It's like, hell nah, bro. Don't bring your ass in here. Go back. You feel me?
Yeah. Like he's going to take classes. He's getting a schedule.
No, he's not going to take classes.
Nobody's taking classes, Ass. Come on, what are you doing?
He hasn't took classes.
It's your first time ever?
He's done. And look, Carson Beck didn't take any classes. Like, he had eligibility, but he had already done everything.
That's not true. He did take a class.
Lenore Sellers, I think it's just
he's a golf intern.
Yeah, he's interning at a driving range. He doesn't need to take classes. Some people
They'll
are
work
ahead.
on that game.
Pancake Honcho on Miami's offensive line. He graduated last year. Like, they're just there for football. Get in. That guy's got to have so many. Number one, he knows a lot of the staff. He knows a lot of the players because a couple Ole Miss players went to LSU. And for everybody else, like, man, what's it like in the big leagues?
Yeah, you're like 25 years old.
He's like, I don't know.
Get a job.
I came from the Browns. This is a crazy operation. What's it like here at LSU?
I don't know. I think it's weird. He's playing against real men, and now he's going to go in a locker room with like kids.
He's going to still be playing against real men. He's inside the SEC.
He should ask for number 5.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. That's a good job out of you, Juju.
He won't be the only one that goes back to college here. I am curious to see how these guys work themselves in a little bit more of a routine for him because he's familiar with the playbook and the staff and some of the players and whatnot.
Is it true when Todd Munkinson Layden called me and left me a message, I should have called him back, or was that just a funny anecdote?
No, that's true. I saw that.
That was true?
Yeah, I saw that quote.
Mm-hmm.
No, I saw.
He said I should have called him back.
Right, but was he just messing around, or did Lane actually call him? We think. That's what I'm asking.
No, Todd Munkin's very well respected in coaching circles.
Well, what? He doesn't have time to call Lane Kiffin back. He doesn't have 1 minute. I should have called Lane back. You know, 60 seconds.
Like, I would see my phone. Like, what does Lane Kiffin want?
Yeah, call him back.
Hey, Lane, what's up? Hey, buddy, I'm taking your tight end. Who? Okay.
Are you in the NFL again? How are you taking my tight end? You coach in college. I'm in the NFL. I don't know if you heard.
I was asking Kevin Clark on Friday, Kane's Insight. Now you're going to have, I don't know if it's the GM who's like, you're going to have a personnel person.
They have to scout the pros.
That is going to have to worry about talent retention right now. Because Pyburn had 2 sacks. That's a body that you want in your practice squad. Tampa Bay had a bunch of injuries at that position especially. Now you got to worry about college programs trying to take your kid. And Kevin Clark said earlier, like, a lot of these players don't even know the rules still. They're like, Coach, it's not working out for me. I think I'm going to enter the portal. In the NFL!
Did you hear what Dan Lanning said? Once you leave, don't come back.
of it has bored Mike Ryan, so I'm going to try to lure him back with a baseball conversation that I think
a baseball conversation
will get him. Yes, I know. I get it. I know that this is why you drifted off into the sea over there.
Fall camp opens in 2 weeks.
But Joshua Kuroda Graver for the Oakland Athletics, if they are still indeed, ouch is what he said, because he's got a ruptured testicle. He's on the injured list with a ruptured testicle. Tony, what did you just do?
I'm out on that. I don't like that. You wanted to draw us back in, so why don't I show a video of a guy's ball exploding?
Well, but it's because it's the worst injury in sports.
Yeah, but it's also like the third time I've seen one of these.
Okay.
I'm also being told. I'm being told that this guy got up, got a base hit with the ruptured testicle.
He's not wearing a cup.
This is a foul ball. You can still, dude. I mean, point blank range.
Guys don't wear cups.
Yeah.
Catchers wear cups.
You can still get an injury with a cup on, though. At point blank range like that? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you said you've seen this
microplastics
3 times, Mike, and the thing that I feel like I have to correct you on, because I'm going to say that it was the 90s when I learned of some sort of Seattle Mariner catcher who got a foul tip and got an injury that I'd never heard of before, which is a fractured testicle, okay? So that's when I learned of the fractured testicle. I've never before heard of the ruptured testicle. This is a new phrase for me. He's on the injured list now. I was not aware that that was a thing. Are all of you aware that ruptured testicle is a thing, that you could go to the doctor and you're going to get the diagnosis, you've ruptured your testicle?
Honestly, it's the opposite. I didn't know you could fracture a testicle, because ruptured makes way more sense given the consistency of said testicle.
I think I'm with you.
If I ever rupture my testicle, I'd prefer to be told that it's fractured.
All right, so let's put this on the poll. Worst injury, just put on the poll first. Is there a worse injury in sports than the ruptured testicle? And also put on the poll, worst injury, fractured testicle or ruptured testicle?
I've got the answer here for the differences between rupture and fracture of the testicle. The rupture is when the tunica albuginea,
I'm sure you said that right.
the tough fibrous outer covering of the testicle, tears. This causes internal testicular tissues, semifurus tubulis, to squeeze out of the scrotum.
At least you tried.
Into the scrotum.
There's always a squeezing.
And then the fracture occurs when the testicular parenchyma, the internal functional tissue, breaks, but the tough outer covering remains completely intact. So the inside breaks, and then the other one, the outside, breaks, and then stuff goes into the scrotum.
I learned a lot there.
Yeah, I learned.
Tough words, but I'm not a science guy.
You put yourself out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's no shame in that. No one else was volunteering. Thank you, Tony.
I do not wish to shame him for the bravery of going into the breach to find the information and reading it poorly with a lot of words that seemed like they were very difficult. The problem is that he was reading, and it was so distracting to me, the number of words that were mispronounced and that I wouldn't have known if they were pronounced correctly, that I still don't know which is the worst injury. I was not able to absorb the information in a way that, and I don't think the audience was either. I don't think there's any way that the audience now knows when I ask the question again, which is worse? Roy, based on what you just heard, said by Tony, spoken poorly, based on what you just heard, do you have a better understanding of answering my question, which is worse, a fractured testicle or a ruptured testicle?
No.
Chris Cody, do you have a better understanding? Tony, I'm not shaming you. You made the effort, and I'm proud of you. It was a courageous act. It was bold. You're borderline heroic. You're making America great again. Chris, do you understand, and can you answer my question any better? Which is worse, ruptured testicle, fractured testicle?
Heard every word. Ruptured's worse.
Because of what he said, or because you decided beforehand that ruptured is worse?
Because there's a sac that protects the sac, right?
The medulla oblongata
and
part.
the fracture happens to that sac. So, like in many senses, the ruptured testicle is also a fractured testicle.
Well, but the fractured testicle isn't a ruptured testicle.
No, correct. Yeah. That's right. But to rupture a testicle, you have to fracture.
So, but what you're basically saying is, and I did not hear that in what he said it, first you fracture the testicle, then you rupture it. So
not in every case. Sometimes people survive and it's just a fracture to that outer lining.
Right. When did we decide wearing a cup like somehow isn't cool anymore?
Brothers of Destruction. How do we feel about Brothers of Destruction as a nickname? It doesn't really, it rivals in terms of being bad. I think it rivals yesterday's The Schnoz as a nickname.
The biggest laughs, the worst mistakes, and the moments we'll never live down. The 2026 Suey Awards are here. Fan voting begins next Monday, August 31st at lebatardaf.com.
Let's get to a stat of the day.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is your start of the day.
According to Spotrac, the largest cap hit in NFL history was Tua Tagovailoa at $55.5 million last year in 2025. If the Browns were ever to cut Deshaun Watson this season, right now, it would cost them $86 million as a dead cap hit for 2027, close to almost double what Tua's cap hit was last year as the highest in NFL history.
This tweet here a few minutes ago from Kyle Brandt has spent the last 5 years either bad, pouting, injured, or suspended. Openly engages and antagonizes the fan base right after another poor showing. Less than 48 hours later, quote, "You're our guy."
Bewildering.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Even if he won this on merit by a large degree, and you were headed with that decision no matter what, that press conference happens, I think that's lose your job type of behavior. I think it was sabotage. I think there's nobody more surprised right now than Deshaun Watson. It's like, damn, my plan didn't work. I was trying to get out of here.
You're saying he's like George Costanza using the Mickey Mantle jersey.
He was trying to get fired.
The World Series trophies behind him in the car. He's doing donuts.
Yeah, it's that that meme from that Amazon Hero show, like just smiling.
So over the weekend, there was a new episode of that. Is it called Game Over? Game On? The podcast with Rich Paul and Max Kellerman. Whatever.
Stop paying attention once LeBron decided to go to Philadelphia.
And
it's like, all right, no more bandwidth for Rich Paul's podcast. I can take that off of my plate. It was hard balancing that in World Cup.
Game over.
It is indeed game over for me. Do not care anymore. Keep having that podcast. Respect both of them. Like them both. Like them both a lot.
And they respect Dan.
And they respect Dan, which was like,
I like him.
Oh, I love that. I was like, all right, a little bit more on DraftKings Sports.
Well, I don't necessarily respect what we're doing here, okay? And I want you to listen to this clip. So this is from over the weekend on the latest episode where Peyton Watson, if you saw last week, Peyton Watson, who's a Clutch Sports client, Peyton Watson was traded in a 5-team deal from Denver to Cleveland, all right? Other pieces, who gives a crap? But he was traded from Denver to Cleveland. He got paid, I think it's 4 years, $88 million. Here's Rich Paul telling us how it went down last year, which you may remember, Peyton Watson, who's coming off of a really good final year in Denver, did not play in the playoffs.
Peyton Watson was moved for a business decision, and he signed a new, 4 years, $88 million?
Yes. So he was a restricted free agent. Mm-hmm. You got to remember, he did not finish the season. He didn't play in the playoffs. He was dealing with a hamstring injury, soft tissue injury. And when you're dealing with those injuries, you have to be very careful in your return. Guys want to play. You have to protect them from themselves in that moment because you're up for a contract, and it's the playoffs, and I've had a pretty good year.
Very good year.
Yeah, so I need to play, and it's important to protect that.
So Rich Paul is confirming what a lot of Denver Nuggets fans probably felt anyway. Rich Paul is confirming there they held him out. They held him out. He wanted to play. He wants to be there for his team. It's the playoffs. Denver is certainly a team that thinks they can win a championship, but as the agent, Rich Paul is stopping him from playing because he's on a contract year. And I just got to tell you, I don't know who this shit is for. Like, I don't know who this podcast is for. Do they think
anymore? We know what it served earlier. It was for us, or we were trying to read tea leaves. But now LeBron picked a place, and I don't know who it's for anymore.
But who is the audience for hearing agents tell players, be selfish, get your money, don't play because you might get hurt? And I understand from a business perspective, of course that's the angle that you could understand Peyton Watson taking, even if you don't like it. But who is it for to let everybody know I'm out here telling players, don't play with your team, don't help them in the playoffs because you're in a contract year and we want to make sure you don't get hurt? Like, is there an audience that hears like, hell yeah, Rich Paul, hell yeah, get your players the money. We don't care if our team ends up winning games, but I want all of our players to get paid because who the hell cares about my team winning? Like, there are people out there listening to that? Like, this is awesome. I love it.
Tom Haberstroh. Boom.
Why do you say that?
My boy is interested in nothing but basketball stats, Illuminati style. He has his eye open, the third one that is. So I know he locked in.
I just, like, that, Nuggets fans probably felt this way anyway, but now that makes Nuggets fans crazy hearing that, and I think, wasn't Aaron Gordon hurt the entire postseason?
His hamstring was off the bone in that Game 6.
And he's out there busting his ass. He's trying to play and help the team. And Rich Paul is shining a light and letting everybody know, hey, but my guy, I'm not letting him play. God forbid he gets hurt, Well, Aaron Gordon is playing, very hurt this postseason series. While Nikola Jokic is going into the final year of a deal. And Nuggets fans are probably worried, oh, my God, like, are we going to lose him? But at least Peyton Manning.
We're monitoring that situation.
We're monitoring it. We're monitoring Luka, and we're monitoring Nikola Jokic.
And Anthony Edwards.
And Anthony Edwards.
And Steph Curry, because we just signed Clay.
And Steph Curry. So if you see us creeping, it's not creeping, it's monitoring.
I think the Nuggets, they put themselves in this position, though. When they paid Christian Brown 5 years, $125, Peyton Watson was like, oh, I know I'm next. And they was offering him a little bit less, kind of a lot bit less. So I think that's why those decisions start being made, unfortunately.
And doesn't Rich Paul coming out and flat out saying this, doesn't that now give every Cleveland Cavalier fan ammunition that anytime Peyton Watson has missed a little bit more time than you think that he should, it's like, oh, well, he doesn't play unless he's 1,000%. Like, they're holding him out because we already know.
We got the bag already. So maybe like in year 3 or 4 of that contract, that's when that starts creeping up. Where it's like, wait a second, now he doesn't want to play because he wants to get that next contract?
I hate this so much. I do. I hate it so much that we're so open about the idea of load management and forget about playing in the playoffs. It's all about me. It's all about the player. It's all about getting all of our money. When we know, unless you're a stupid fan, like, we know this, but I don't want it thrown in my face. Like, why can't I still believe that players actually care about winning, that they care about their team, they care about their teammates, they give a little bit of a crap about the fans. But now we're so okay with throwing it in the paying customer's face, where it's like, nope, I'm not allowing my guy to play because he might get hurt, and it doesn't matter if it ends our team's season. That's the part I think that I have the problem with, is that we're so open about spitting in the customer's face. That's the part that bothers me the most.
Yeah, that bothers me about the All-Star weekend as well, bro. It's like, come on, y'all. I know y'all getting all this money. I know y'all got stuff to do, but can y'all at least play smidgen, right? Smidgen of defense, at least. Come on, y'all.
Pretend. I can surmise behind the scenes what might be happening, But now we're doing podcasts and letting everyone know I'm not letting my guy play in the playoffs because he needs to make sure he gets his money. And we're just good with it.
So the podcast is for us.
Not for me.
What do you mean? You
No,
just
you-
did a segment on it, pal.
Not for me, dog.
What do you mean? You're the one that brought it up.
That's a no for me, dog.
It's a yes from you. You could have ignored it.
I can't ignore it.
Yes, you could.
Everyone needs to know.
I forgot the name
I
already.
have a problem with it.
It's Richard Max.
So it was Homelander, the Amazon superhero show. I don't watch shows anymore.
You couldn't remember the name?
I know it's like a pop culture thing. I don't.
The show's called The Boys.
Yeah,
oh,
The
is
Boys.
it?
It's not called Homeland.
Weird name for a
He's saying
super-
Homelander is the guy.
Yeah.
Right, but he was trying to remember the name. He called it Heroes.
Yeah,
no,
it's
I
about
said the
heroes.
No, I didn't. I
Fall
said
off
the
him.
hero. No, I said the Heroes show
Fall
from
off him,
Amazon.
he knew.
Which, by the way, no one helped. All right? No one.
No one
picked
knew
me
what
up.
you were
I was trying to
talking
think
about.
what
What
you
are
were
you talking
talking
about?
about.
What
Yeah.
other show about heroes is on Amazon?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
You say heroes. I mean, I don't think superheroes. I think of like, I don't know, firefighters, policemen.
you thought this
I don't
was
know.
like a 911 El Paso?
I don't know. The teachers,
thinking about
Nurses.
think about the real heroes, right, Tony?
fathers that stepped up.
Teachers.
First
I was thinking
responders,
about
yeah.
Claire Danes.
That's
yeah.
Homeland.
Oh, what a show!
what a show.
Homeland.
You know about Brody?
What a show!
about
That first season of Brody?
What
Hateable
a
characters. Hated that main character.
You hated Brody?
No, what
Claire
Claire
Danes?
Whatever her character's
Uh,
name.
Ugly crier.
She just was the whole outside. Maybe the first season she was fine. Outside the first season, the whole show was just I hate her.
Zaz, when Brody is inside the bathroom in the Situation Room and he's got the bomb strapped to his chest.
How about when he's in the bunker with all the guys and he's got the bomb
That's what I'm
strapped
saying.
about to do it?
And he's in the bathroom and he's like, and
I don't know
do
what you're
it.
talking about. I don't watch shows anymore.
What a show! You don't watch shows anymore?
No, I don't have time for shows.
that's a weird take.
I had sports movies.
You see 1,000 movies. Okay, watch a show. It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. Movie's over in 2 hours.
I
I-
watched The Invite, by the way. Mike
Yeah?
talked about it.
Yeah? How'd it go over?
I watched it alone.
Oh, okay.
I was afraid.
Yeah, you should have been.
All right, so this is clearly a swinger situation. This movie, right?
Until Seth Rogen's it up and messes up everything. Spoiler alert.
That's a pretty big spoiler.
Should I not watch this with my wife?
No, you should.
"Oh,
you
my
should.
back."
Especially given your brand.
You're back.
Yo, I don't like what you're insinuating, dog.
What am I insinuating?
You know what you're
That you have a
insinuating.
brand?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You know your brand. You may not like your brand, but you know your brand.
Plain T-shirts.
Yes.
That's right. Don't I look good in black today, right? That's a
The
note
black
for
is
me,
better.
dog. Mm-hmm. Yep. Speaking of shows, anyone watching Lanterns with me?
I want to get into
Yes,
it.
sir.
Is it good?
No.
Stay out of this.
Lanterns.
I
is
am.
good.
No, you're not.
I'm getting around to Supergirl, though.
Lanterns is good, man. Lanterns, the second episode.
If you're going to
premiered-
spoil, I'm going to leave.
Not going to spoil.
Okay.
The second episode premiered on HBO Max last night. You should catch up. You should watch both episodes. Lanterns a good show. Right, Juju? That's a good show.
Good show. You know another good show? The Lioness.
Oh, everybody knows that. Lioness
We're on
is
season
great.
3 of Lioness,
Season
yeah?
3, episode 3. Wow.
I like all. Do I like all the Taylor Sheridan shows? I think I do.
He's on a roll.
I think I
the last
do.
like 3 years, he's been great.
How do you have time for shows? I don't understand it. You have children.
Yeah.
Hey, you like to play pickup sports.
I'm battling. Trust me. I'm battling. I'm on shards right now.
I got an online dynasty I got to tend to.
I got time,
missed that.
dog.
My brother stole my PS5. He never gave it back.
Well, he's a bootlegger. I don't like him.
Lantern's a good show. Kyle Chandler, Friday Night Lights. Coach Taylor, what a coach.
Early edition.
He
That's a good
plays.
show.
What's that?
Early edition.
What
You
is that?
remember that CBS show?
No.
That's the first place I ever seen Kyle Chandler.
Is that
the news? Yeah, he got the Chicago Sun-Times a day
Wow,
early. and
what a
solved-
pull.
And solved the crimes and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. My grandfather was a big Nash Bridges guy.
Oh, I like
And-
Nash Bridges too.
Don Johnson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
Chief
would,
Aaron?
and they would occasionally show. I think my grandfather was like, "Look at this show," but it was a show with a heart. It was like borderline Christian, kind of like Savannah Bananas. Not overtly Christian, but Christian.
Just
Like-
enough.
Like Savannah Bananas.
So Kyle Chandler plays the OG Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and this show, it's canon with the new DC universe. So I dig it like that. Like I said, they're only 2 episodes in, but Hal Jordan. It takes place over 3 different timelines. Hal Jordan plays the OG. Kyle Chandler plays the OG Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and he's training
Aaron Pierre.
Yeah, is he been in other stuff?
Oh, yeah. Mufasa. Come on, bro. Aaron Pierre is the man in the other America.
I don't know that I've ever seen him in anything else. I always like when you're watching the show and he plays an American, but I think he's British in real life, right? So you hear his real voice, like, whoa, that's always weird, right? You know what I'm talking about. How do you make your voice sound like that?
You remember Stone Cold Steve Austin on Nash Bridges?
I do. Recurring character.
Yeah. You know what his name was?
No.
Jake Cage. Good name. He would dress up like, you remember when like Triple H would get hurt and he would get like in the ring and then he would go away for a couple of weeks, but then he would come back with a sledgehammer dressed in denim but with a little bit of leather?
Yeah.
That's how Jake Cage would dress.
Yeah, I like it. And so Hal Jordan is training another guy. His name is Jon Stewart. Not to be confused with Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart's in the show?
Who starred in Big Daddy. But he's training this guy, Jon Stewart, to be a Green Lantern. And they're trying to solve, they're on Earth, of course, because Hal Jordan protects Earth. And they're on Earth trying to solve a case. It's been a big mass murder.
What?
And that's the show. It's a good show.
So it's a detective show.
Essentially, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're using the lantern as like a device.
To
That's
solve.
fire.
To
That's
solve.
kind of fire.
All right, just let me know what happens.
Yeah.
No.
Just come out with movies.
I used to know someone who they liked when I would tell them what happened in the show or the movie, and then they would decide if they want to go watch it. Like the ending, everything. Tell them everything that happened, and that would determine whether or not they want to go and watch it.
I started doing that with the coffee table. I realize people don't appreciate that surprise.
No, people don't appreciate it.
But the way that it unfolds is still interesting.
You need a heads up. That's a note for me, dog.
It's a curious way to phrase that.
Yeah, it's wild.
Did you see, though, Mike Ryan, you see what's a big hit on streaming service right now?
Thought of you. I don't know how to quantify this. Maybe someone can quantify this for me. But the most streamed thing, most streamed piece of content that includes your beloved TV shows and movies.
Is it Prime?
The most in all of streaming is Masters of the Universe.
But it's on Prime, right?
It's on Prime. Over 1 billion minutes streamed.
This is not surprising for a second to me.
I don't know how to quantify 1.1 billion minutes streamed in terms of what that means for people, but that's really impressive.
And I'm not just saying this not a surprise to me because I love that movie, but that movie was always a lock to be a huge streaming hit.
Okay, so I've calculated 1 billion minutes is 16 million 16.6 hours.
No, I don't believe anything you're saying now.
694,000 days. It's 1,900 years.
Just saying numbers. It doesn't make sense.
All right.
So from the year 0 to the year 1900.
I need it quantified in terms of people.
Oh, okay.
Like I want to basically talk this out and find out what that would mean in box office.
And next time you
terms.
speak, have it make sense. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see what that means at like $20 a head to see what this would have made at the box office if we're just using streaming.
This is very exciting though for me because this has to mean they're going to move forward with this Masters of the Universe world, right?
Well, the reports are already Amazon as a studio wants to push forward with a sequel.
Good.
And
because you can't have that post-credit scene and not give me a sequel.
Zagak. And the good news is the way that they did Skeletor, you don't have to bring Jared Leto back.
Right. I feel like you don't want to go to the well too many times with Jared Leto. You got away with it in this movie because everybody knows he sucks.
Yeah.
You got away with he actually had a good performance and the movie was good. Do you want to test your luck?
But then new data came out. And Todd Monken should have learned from Masters of the Universe because I'm pretty sure Shador is going to be Skeletor. Let's just say that. And it seems as though this is one of those old school things. Without video stores anymore, there used to be a place where movies that weren't profitable at the box office would recoup that with home releases and gain in popularity to the point that they would spawn sequels even though they bombed at the box office.
Yeah.
Zoolander being a famous example of that because it came out during 9/11 and everyone caught up with it during home releases. Streaming now being a place where a movie like Masters of the Universe, which had an awkward marketing scheme a little bit too, didn't know exactly, do we want to be a new thing or a nostalgia act?
I had no idea if it was going to be any good, and I desperately wanted it to be good.
You are the person that made me want to see this because you are a Masters of the Universe psyop. You have to be. You have to be on the take. It's just crazy how much you've talked about this. But it was certainly something that I wanted to feel out because I couldn't tell, is this movie going to take itself seriously? I couldn't tell what it was from the trailers.
No, it's a perfect tone.
It was exactly what it should have. I don't know how that wasn't conveyed in the trailer. I think it would have.
The movie was just like the cartoon.
Yeah,
but it was.
Yes, which is what people want to see. And clearly, to the tune of 1 billion minutes, can we quantify this in terms of people?
We're going to try this again?
Yeah, we can. So 1 billion minutes at 140 minutes of runtime. Right, so we're doing that division equals about 7.14 million full movie viewings.
All right, what does that mean?
So if 7.1 million people saw the entire movie.
All right.
Right, so at $20 a head, we're looking at 143 million.
But how many watched only half the movie?
That doesn't equate. So
if you had the lantern, you could know.
So $143 million in additional box office. That's a huge hit.
Your head hurts, doesn't it, Tony?
No, because the question you asked, I was trying to do the math on that. So if only people watched, if some people watched half of it, I don't know how that would equal, but you know.
I'm excited then, man. Like I need more Masters of the Universe movies. And like
You're gonna get it.
Like I said, no brainer that movie was gonna do so well streaming because it's got to be so many households where maybe you don't take your kids to the movie theater all that often, but watch He-Man at home.
You can't exist in America these days without Prime.
Especially, it's one of those movies that your parents grew up on, so they want to show the little kid. And then once the little kid sees Skeletor, play it again, let it on loops.
But I told you, I took my younger son who's a teenager, and I also took my cousin's kid who's a teenager. They didn't know anything about He-Man. They loved it.
But the Dolph Lundgren scene didn't connect with them the way
It did
that
not.
it did with you.
I had to say, hey, that's the older He-Man, Yeah. But
What's
after that,
Drago doing here?
Yeah.
They did not say what's Drago doing here. There's no way.
Maybe from Creed.
Yeah, because Drago's
Maybe
son.
from Creed.
Yeah. Did they know about Drago?
I'll tell you, that scene in Creed 2, right? That scene in Creed 2 where Drago shows up, he's waiting for him at the restaurant. There's someone here who says he knows you.
Electric.
Creed was great.
That's a great
Creed
scene.
on Letterboxd, 5 stars from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's hard to earn 5 stars from your boy.
I was going to say, do you give out 5 stars on Letterboxd all willy-nilly?
No,
because I give out 5 stars a little bit willy-nilly.
I just saw a movie in the theaters. I don't give no. I don't do willy-nilly. I just saw a movie that I really enjoyed at the movie theater, a sneak preview of Coyote versus Acme.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
How was
Yeah.
that?
Yes, sir.
3 stars, which is really good.
60%.
Yeah, what, 5?
I gave it 3 stars. I really enjoyed that film. You know the story about this. You can tell it was filmed a long time ago.
the coyote is trying to kill the Roadrunner. Yes,
right,
I know
but
the story.
I think there was so I saved for the credits, and apparently this whole thing was based on I think an article in the New Yorker where someone was doing the hypothetical of all the Looney Tunes filing a class action lawsuit against Acme because of how defective the products are. So it's actually a really funny idea.
That's what this movie's about?
Yeah, the Wile E. Coyote is finally done with how defective all these Acme products have been.
You're being serious? That's
Yes,
the plot of the movie?
Yes, it's a brilliant plot.
That's funny.
So he gets Will Forte, who's this TV attorney that only settles, and he's gonna go with this attorney to take down Acme, which is the biggest company in the world. And the front-facing dude from Acme is Foghorn Leghorn. But the attorney for Acme is played by John Cena. And you can tell this movie, because this movie was supposed to be released, but with all the mergers, Warner Brothers actually said they were never going to release it. Like that Batgirl movie, that's just never going to get released. That was the fate of Coyote versus Acme. But there was a huge groundswell from both the people that participated in this film that felt like, hey, this is a really funny movie. It should see the light of day. And a bunch of Looney Tunes fans that wanted to see this movie play out. They finally got their chance. Their voice was heard. You can tell it was filmed a very long time ago from how John Cena's teeth look.
Yeah.
And so it's a Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of deal.
Yes, but it's also part courtroom drama.
So with a little bit of Law and Order mixed in.
Right. Although
Mississippi burning.
Although the intentions of Wile E. Coyote unfold, and that's also very funny. Wile E. Coyote, is hilarious in this movie, which, as you know, it's hard for Wile E. Coyote to be hilarious because he doesn't speak, famously. But they use that into such a win. I love this movie. It was a great children's movie. My daughter loved it. She's starting to get into the Looney Tunes a little bit. She's seen like 3 movies recently. The Mummy, George of the Jungle, and Looney Tunes Back in Action, and she thinks Brendan Fraser is the biggest star on the planet. She's like, this guy's in everything. So we saw Coyote versus Acme, which was like a special sneak preview engagement. I think it's coming out this week. Highly recommend. It's a great waste of time. Look, I'm not telling you to be that guy that sits by himself in a children's movie, but if you like Looney Tunes and if you're of a certain age, you'll enjoy this because it's rated PG, but it's for the grown-ups too. I was laughing. I enjoyed it. Got a kick out of it.
Speaking of kick, how about that? How about that?
You're getting better.
How about that? I'm 1 for 2 today. Speaking of kick, Harrison Butker. Everyone loves Harrison Butker.
Go on, American Patriot.
That's a note for me, dog. Harrison Butker made a 69-yard field goal this weekend just before halftime.
It's a waste in the preseason.
Nice.
Well, what? You think he can't muster up that energy
Doesn't
again?
mean the same. If that happens week 1, I'm like, that is really cool. Does nothing for me in the preseason.
Well, a minute before that, he made a 58-yarder, all right? So in the span of, what are we talking, a minute and a half, he made 127 yards worth of field goals. It's amazing. So he made a 69-yard field goal just before halftime. Preseason record. Preseason record. Now, most people would celebrate that. Like, this is an incredible feat. Love it. I'm here to tell you, I hate it. I'm so done with these long field goals. I'm being serious. I hate these long field goals. Kickers are too good nowadays, which makes sense. Bigger, stronger, faster. It happens at every position. Why wouldn't it happen to kicker too? Kickers are too good these days that I don't know if you remember, but when I was growing up, if a kicker was attempting a 50-yard field goal, holy moly, does he have the distance? You know, now a 50-yarder, that's nothing. Matter of fact, anything less than 50 yards, kicker should be 100%. You have every game now, a kicker is attempting a field goal in the high 50s, sometimes even 60 yards. Every game now. And they make some of them.
This is your lane, the anti-long field goal lane.
I hate it. It's enough already. And I have a solution. I'm not just sitting here and complaining with no solution. I have a solution. It's time to narrow the field goal posts. They're too wide. These kickers are too good. Nowadays, a team, here's what happens all the time. And this probably is what happened with Harrison Butker there, because imagine, 69-yard field goal means that he kicked the ball from the Chiefs' own 41.
That's a bomb.
From their own 41 means he kicked it.
That's where you punt from,
to
pin a team down.
So they could have received a punt, inside the 10-yard line, one completion, and you're in field goal range to end the half. It used to be, you get the ball off their kickoff or
You would
whatever.
have to put a drive together to
Yes,
get in field goal range.
yes. You got to complete 4 or
I
5
don't like
passes.
that. That's unfair. With Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, that's unfair.
Now 1, max 2 passes. So imagine this. It's the end of the game. Not even the end of the half. It's the end of a game. Your team's got the ball. They're down by 4, so they need a touchdown, right? Your team puts together a 10-play, 85-yard drive, touchdown. Take the lead, they go up by 3. And all the other team now has to do, they're going to complete 1 pass up the middle, timeout, let's kick a game-tying field goal. The point that I'm making is, too many games are being decided with the stupid field goal. I want the game to be decided with the 10-play, 85-yard drive, not with the field goal, because the kicker can kick from 65 to 70 yards.
Do you like seeing things you've never seen before?
Sometimes.
Okay. Have you ever seen a 69-yard field goal?
No, but it's happening too often. Like, it doesn't need to be a record.
69-yard field goals.
It doesn't have to be a 69-yarder.
It seems a lot like the 67-yarder I've seen, though. I'm not really seeing the huge difference.
I hate that you could just kick a field goal at the end of the game and tie the game. and I'm not going to go the route of kickers aren't real players. Kickers aren't real people. They're not real football players. But I do want the actual football to mean more than just trotting the kicker out.
In a late game, last second situation, they're going to trot out the kicker, and you're going to be like, oh my God, there's no way that he can hit this. And then he lines up for a 69-yard field goal. And it is so far, you're like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And with Butker especially, he does that thing where he kind of falls at the end. So he'll put everything he has into the kick, and then he kind of falls. And for that thing to go floating, oh, just over. It's crazy.
I hate the idea of you only leave the other team 25 seconds, But it's like, all right, we only need to complete one pass. 25 seconds, it's more than enough time. I want real football to decide the games, not kicking a really long field goal.
I forgot. Is it against the rules to put a Mutombo figure?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It is. At the goalpost, we talked about that, yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I never thought about that.
Right.
You can't do that?
No, brilliant minds have already thought about that. They said no.
Why can't you do that?
Because you can't. I don't know.
They should put.
They can't block it.
They should
we
put
talked
some
about that.
nets on the side, and have the ball bounce off of it.
Now that's interesting.
So no one's ever thought of that.
So if you're playing it off, right, like in arena football where they have the thinner things, but
Wait,
they have the
someone
net on
thought
the
of
side.
it?
No, I'm saying arena football has.
That's not a thing anymore.
They have the narrow goalposts, but they have the nets on the side so that the ball doesn't go in the stands.
I know.
But you play your guy opposite.
You ever go see the Miami Hooters
And he's
play?
waiting. He's like,
There was a team, an arena football team down here in Miami. They were called the Miami Hooters. And yes, it was named after Hooters. Yeah, it's like the Miami Flanagans.
Yeah, they had the owl. The owl was like the mascot in one of those inflatable
But here's
deals.
what most people don't get. Hooters look like boobs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Keep talking.
And while this restaurant was famous mainly for the white scrunchy socks, they also would accentuate some physical features. And then we're like, that. And I learned this. Twin Peaks, same thing.
Yep.
but like a lumberjack theme. Yeah.
They celebrate lumberjacks in there, bro. I think you got it wrong.
Oh.
There's one with a kilt that I think works the other way.
Tilted kilt.
Yeah?
I've heard.
Is it with dudes?
You've heard?
I'm not saying that the field goal posts have to be as narrow as arena football. But
how are girls tilting a kilt?
Just wearing kilts, man.
But then they're skirts, yeah?
But the kilt gets tilted with. All right. We'll
Is
talk.
kilt only for men?
We're gonna,
That's my question.
We're going to offline on this one.
all I'm saying is, in every other sport, when an aspect of the game becomes too easy, you make adjustments. And making field goals is too easy. Bring the field goal posts closer. Be so much in college, and I'm not saying you need to have the hash marks that are, far apart, but in college, kicking field goals that's a ride. That's a wild ride.
Look, Chris has a rare Tuesday Chris idea.
What do you think about cheerleading style? You flick someone up into the air to defend the field goal.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I didn't even know that you can't do that.
I'm cool with anything like
sure
that.
You can't do one flyer, 2 base babes.
Yeah. That makes you less like you can only have 11 people on the field.
So
that
you're
makes you
saying
less
like the
likely to block.
cheerleaders do it, so the cheerleaders are kind of part of the game?
I like this. I like this.
Okay, what about the Brad Williams character that's getting hurled for the goal
I didn't
line?
want to be the one to say it,
Can we
Juju,
hurl my
but I'm
boy?
with you. I didn't want to be the one to, because coming from me, it's like,
Now-
I didn't want to be the one to say it. I'm
Now,
glad you did.
when hurled up into the air, Brad's not going to have as much reach.
Look,
You know.
it could be Brad, but it could be a 6'5" guy. You choose who you want to hurl in the air.
You keep Brad for the 4th and inches when you got to just toss him over the line.
And you
of
come up
scrimmage.
with different kind of strategies. This team here, they like to block the kicks this way.
Can you imagine how wild that would look? Just like 2 offensive linemen lining up behind the quarterback who just puts it in one's belly. They give it to Brad. They both get low. Explode. Brad flies through the air.
I've got it where the play starts and like some guy emerges and Brad is standing on his shoulders. So he like starts the play like 6 feet elevated.
But the defense is like the offense is going to be 1 year ahead of the defense. But I can't wait for the adjustment from the defenses where they're like, all right, we're also going to throw somebody at Brad. And they get there.
And what size is their guy?
Mid-air collision.
What size is their guy? They're throwing
Same
it
Same size. Becomes like a penalty kick situation. Am I going left? Am I going right? Which way?
Wow. Wow.
It's like that viral league where that's just a concussion league where two people just run at one another. Yeah. That seems dangerous. Yeah. Let's throw them at one another instead.
Yeah, there won't be as much torque if you're throwing. You're not going to give them a whole, like, head of steam. You know what I'm saying?
I get choked up just thinking about it, too.
Yo, just play on, dog.
This is the thing with you.
Whatever.
Are you aware? Are you aware that you're a broadcast talent whose voice chokes up on him occasionally? How have you ascended so far?
Yeah. How?
With this being like that's honestly detrimental.
Pretty privileged.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when you have
Eyes
this
up
face,
there. Eyes up there. So.
When you have this face, you can get away with a lot. Ugh. I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of these long field goals. I love kicking in college. You have no idea if the kicker's going to make it.
Well, why don't you just
That's
do
exciting.
Why don't you just put the hash marks wider?
No, see, I would be
Because
into that.
that's I know that the kickers aren't as good because you're getting the best of the best in the NFL.
No, but still, the hashes being wide is a major difference maker.
Yes, it makes the kicks longer.
Yeah, but the reason that I don't want that in the NFL is because the play can also start, like a regular first, second, third down starts on that hash, and then it's like you have a third of the field over here and 2/3 are on this side, and that's kind of bullshit.
What do you mean?
Nah. That's
wait,
not an
that's
NFL
kind of
thing.
bullshit?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you're sitting through the college football playoff and a play goes out wide and you're like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, but that's
What?
college. That's college, though.
What?
Yeah, but that's not an NFL thing.
I got to go short side of the field.
Yeah, having the hash on the short side, like that's nah. That it feels too gimmicky.
Gotta tell you, there hasn't been one time during the field of play where I'm like, wow, that hash mark really reared its ugly head.
Yeah, because it's a college thing. You're used to it.
I think you're overthinking this one, pal. Let's
Nah,
just make
you're underthinking it.
No, I'm not.
You know about
I'm
that underthink?
I'm not underthinking it.
I didn't know that.
So there's a scenario in which you see a halfback toss, and you're like, well, that would get 4 less yards in the NFL, but he had all this room to work with, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's not an NFL thing, is all I'm saying.
We just talked about throwing little people at one another in the air.
I know. Well, that's
and you bought into that.
Yeah, well,
but wide hash marks is where you draw the line, literally.
I'm okay with trying new things.
But you don't want to try the thing that exists in college.
No. That's too far. That's a no for me, dog. Yeah, not into it. Some things have to stay college. Leave college football alone. All right, come up with your own thing, NFL, and that's shortening, that's narrowing the field goal posts. All right, 69-yard field goals. Get out of here. I don't need that. I don't like it. Whatever. I want real football to determine how these games end. Nope. Nope. No chance.
Will you? You don't think? I don't know. That's a big goal, man. That's a wide-ass goal. Do you know what foot you on? I'm ready. Will I kick with my left or right foot?
Are you wearing shin guards?
Instep? Yeah, you know why? Because we got a rumor that Emerson here, as soon as he lets up the first goal, he's going to come out and try to kick my lower leg. So we decided to put me in shin guards.
Emerson, have you ever tried to stop the shot of someone less impressive and generally weaker than what you're about to do right now?
Nah, I mean, nah. I've never seen somebody this old in my life.
All right.
General.
He's winded.
Yeah, Greg's winded from talking.
He's really winded.
No trickery.
His hands are on his hips and he's genuinely winded. All right, let's watch this, Greg and Jeremy. You just tell us what's going on.
Old man in the blue, winding back.
It's not golf.
I told him to do
told
it
me
this
to do
way.
this in a golf
I
voice.
told him to do it that way.
I don't know why.
He's looking at the camera,
Because he's not a play-by-play
bent to
guy.
a knee, looking like he's going to kick a field goal. And the kick right at the goalie, and it's blocked with two hands.
So far, hey, but it was on target. That's a shot on target, and it had some pace. He didn't catch it.
It was like
One shot
directly
on
at the
target.
goalie's face.
All right, he stayed central.
He's lined the three balls
Forced
back
to
up,
save.
putting his hand behind him like a relief pitcher, and
Ooh,
there's
he
a
had
save.
a dive.
He did have to
Okay.
dive.
0 for 2.
A
Okay.
dive to his left, right on your screen.
Greg's doing better than I thought.
There are
Yes,
two
he
soccer
is.
balls.
He's got some
lining
pace
another
behind
one
it.
up in the middle. And he backs up. Let's see if he puts his hand. Yep, just like a relief pitcher once again, Craig Kimbrell. He kicks straight at the
Stop
goalie.
kicking it right at him.
There's
That
nothing
one
on these kicks.
Could have
There's
been
caught that
nothing
one.
on it.
He caught that
The
one.
Take a
goalie
chance.
jumping up
Aim
and
one
down.
way.
More safe than I thought.
Three balls lined up, and here's the kick.
Oh, there's nothing on
Not
it.
the put some oomph in
And
that
he's going to
one.
get tired now. No chance.
Now Greg Cody seems exhausted. We've got a second screen action here. Here it goes, and the kick, and
Oh,
he kicks it right at the
He
goalie.
kicks it. It's like he's playing
Oh,
catch.
We should
for
talk to him
five.
here. We're halfway through.
All right, Greg, hold
How many
on.
have I taken? 5?
5.
0 for 5.
Now, are you trying to set him up for something here? Maybe go at him like 5 times in a row?
A readjustment of
found
the
me
shorts. Double thumbs up, a smile on the face. States across his chest, a kick straight ahead.
Hey, they're all on target. He hasn't taught it.
I think he's just trying to accumulate shots on goal.
He has not missed the net. The goalie has suggested he kicked to the right, and he kicked it straight once again.
I mean, he moved a little to the right.
Ever so slightly.
How many I got
To the
left?
right of
3 more.
3 more.
Good job, Rose.
Try to go upper
And
90
that's
on this
laughter.
one.
Try and hit like. See where the post is.
Goalie giving some
Try and go like closer to
suggestions.
that.
A deep breath, a back up from Greg. Here he goes.
Got close.
Best
Close.
shot. Best shot right there.
Close.
Best
It
shot.
was a great diving save to the right.
At this
By
point,
Emerson.
we all
The
have to be
Panthers,
rooting
they
for
say.
him, no? Come on.
Well, I'm
Two
gonna,
more shots on
I'm
goal.
gonna add an.
He is winded.
Hold on, Greg. Hold on.
Hands on knees. Here's a kick.
Oh!
First
Wide
wide. That's on you, though, Dan. Yeah, you Dan, can't tell him you to hold on distracted to the him. back of his
You're talking in his
rusty
backswing.
All right, I'll give him another one. He's still on number 8 because I distracted him there. But the reason I was telling him to hold on is because I think, and Chris, you tell me because I don't know what human resources would say about this cruelty. I think we stay here until he makes one.
I'm worried about his.
He'll die.
No, he's
Worried
looking
about
rough.
his wind.
He's looking
He's
rough.
pretty
No,
winded.
but I want to see if he's like 0 for 99. Like I want to see them get slower and slower over time, and I want to
Are we
see.
ready?
Him. Yes, go ahead.
Here's kick number 9. And
Oh, he didn't even use his
it
hand.
was blocked by the feet of the goalie, who
showing
jumped
off.
in the air.
Wouldn't you?
He jumped in the air and just blocked it
And
with
that
his feet.
is why they call him the Pink Panther.
But since you mentioned Cubans, that's a nice sound of you drinking the white
Yeah.
Zinfandel while nude.
Delectable.
You were spending
dry.
time with your dad last night, and I sort of want to explain to the group here. I mean, do you know Do you know Tony's father? Because Tony's father came up with all of us and is sort of the original Cuban sports radio gas bag in this market, English market media. His father's an entertaining personality. It was very good at radio, and it must be fun spending time with him because he's also extraordinarily chummy. He's affable, and people really like him.
Tony works hard.
The people like that he slaps them on the back and is just a lovable character. What did you glean here, Tony, from your recent time spent with your father?
So we went out to a dinner where he noticed somebody from 1,000 years ago, whether it was like Coral Park in high school or like sometime in the early 90s. And he's like, I don't really remember this guy's name, but I have to go say hi to him because he definitely sees me and knows who I am. So I don't remember his name, but I got to go say hi to him. And then he said something that made me laugh because, much like Chris and Greg Cody, my dad has these go-to phrases when he knows somebody by face but not by name. He'll call them a certain nickname, and he has about 5 or 7 of them that I put together on a top 5 list of things that my dad, who when he doesn't know somebody, what he calls them. So are you ready for this game?
Oh, this is a game. We've played versions of this game, but we haven't played the Spanish version. Like we've never. And I'm going to write a couple of these down because I think I've got a good one here. I think I've got number 1. Okay, I'm going to write it down.
Ooh, you think you have number 1 is an easy one, but I don't know. Like,
okay,
we'll see.
I think I've got number 1, and I'm going to show it to Greg Cody. Can you see that on the piece of paper?
Don't say it out loud.
Yes, Don't say it. Yep. You can see it. Okay.
100 people rush to a microphone and let Greg say, "Don't say it out loud."
I know. What do you think I am, anyway?
Any OLI?
We've got 2 OLIs and then the 5. So OLI we'll run through really quick. The first one is macho. Dímelo, macho.
Yeah.
Just man.
I've also got another one. I'm going to write another one here for you that I don't think is number 1, but you will see. I think he's going to say.
Don't
this
say it
one
out
as
loud.
well. Yeah. All right.
Second OLI, jefe.
Oh, wow, that was my number 1.
Really?
Oh.
Chris, when you think of Tony, do you think of someone who's like a thrill seeker?
I would fall right in the middle there. I'm not going to give you an answer. He's not a thrill seeker, but he's not the guy I wouldn't think is a thrill seeker. He'd be like, of all the people in my life, right in the middle of my thrill-seeking friends.
Zaz doesn't know, does he?
You don't remember that one time where
nestled his head up against someone?
Got the violent, like they pulled.
Hey, relax. It was self-induced. No pulling.
Basically, we had the opportunity to skydive once, and we went about 7 people down the list of, I'm not doing that.
Wait, hold on. How did you get the opportunity? What is this?
The Red Bull team, the Red Bull skydiving team, they were in town. They were like, hey, do you guys want to go skydiving? A lot of wimps here said, no, I don't want to go. Only 2 brave enough to do it, me and Chris Whittingham. So me and Whitty drove to the end of the
You went skydiving?
Earth. Yeah, buddy. We have the video of it. We'll find it somewhere. So we drove down to Homestead. We drove to 305th
Homestead is
Street.
so far from
No. Not only did we drive to Homestead, we drove further than that, and we almost were in the Everglades of where we were. So this is me.
Now, this is the best part is how he nestles his head.
The guy was like a spider monkey on my back, but he was like 5 feet tall.
He basically rests. See right here. He goes, all right, let me rest my neck.
That's what they tell you to do.
Now,
so
why?
your
Is
neck
that so you don't get whiplash?
Exactly right. So when the guy tells me
Basically, the guy said, if you get scared, do this.
That's not true whatsoever. Scared from a guy that didn't want to skydive.
I would never do that.
Scared from the Weenie Hut Jr. in the corner. Okay,
that's right.
So the guy told me, listen, when we get out to the plane, what you're going to do is you're going to have your feet over the airplane.
Were you first or Whittingham?
I don't remember. I think Woody may have gone first. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
So he's like, all right, your feet are going to lean over the ledge, and what you're going to have to do is, because your natural inclination is going to look down, but if you look down, the wind's going to kick your neck up, and it's going to hurt your neck.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is, I'm going to have my shoulders right behind you. Again, the guy was like 4'11". He was like a backpack on my back.
He's like, you see this?
He's like,
this is
put
your pillow.
Put your head where my shoulders are. So that way when you fall forward, you don't have to worry about the wind snapping your neck. And I was like, okay, excellent.
Snapping your neck.
Yeah, because
you got your neck snapped.
So I had to
It
rest.
was a very brave thing.
I had to rest my
Just
neck
an
on his
unfortunate
shoulder.
image.
Unfortunate image.
Some say rest, some say nestle.
Whichever, my neck is still attached to my body, and then I jumped, Zaz, 20,000 feet up or whatever it was. We were cruising, and it was insane. So I've become.
Was it scary?
Nah.
What do you mean, nah?
No, it wasn't scary.
You weren't scared, wondering, am I going to be the one where the parachute doesn't open?
No, I didn't think of that one time. The Red Bull guys are absolute
No.
supreme pros. Did not think about the
Their
parachute
strategy.
at one time.
They break you before you fall.
Yeah.
By pulling your hair back. And
It wasn't a
that's
hair.
when
It wasn't
you're,
pulling the hair. It
You're
was
too
not pulling the
confused
hair.
as to what just happened that, honestly, falling to your death might be like, oh, I guess this isn't so bad.
So as you can see in the pictures behind me.
Because I already just underwent that unfortunate image that
Was
I gave
unfortunate.
the internet.
Was unfortunate. Those parcels of land are like 5 acres apiece. So as you're looking at them, you're like, oh my God, I am crazy high up here. And then we jumped. So I've been trying to like do little things like that to feel something again. And like feel
Wait,
the
can
thrill.
you, outside of like you nestling your neck on him,
Yeah.
everyone says there's nothing like it on the planet to go skydiving. Like
Yeah,
the
it's-
adrenaline rush.
You're chasing that dragon still.
I'm chasing
Yeah.
the dragon.
It was awesome.
It was incredible. Like
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're falling. You feel like you're floating because the wind you're falling at such a rapid pace that the wind is actually holding you up.
Did you try to do this at any point? Like the more money, more problems, like
Nah,
flossing thing?
No, I didn't.
What?
The
Like, 'cause
Shador,
he was
the
on-
Shador time?
It's just something that I would do naturally.
No, I didn't because I was just more focused on like, because there's also instructions that they tell you to do. They're like, all right,
you can't floss.
You got to do no, you can't floss. At least the first one, maybe the second one you can floss.
So you were focused.
I was of course
because
I'm
you were
focused.
scared.
Because I'm being intentional. So he told you, all right, when we get out there, right, you got to put your legs between my legs like a scorpion.
Crazy. Wow.
Because he's gonna have his legs spread open, and then I got to put my legs.
Are you guys in a relationship now?
I don't even know his name.
Just tell us where you finished.
So we finished on the ground. So we're
Together.
scorpion style like that, right? And then he's like, you got to put your arms out at an angle like this because you can't do this because then it messes with the trajectory.
And he's like,
because-
take your right hand and reach behind. No.
It's like you remember when
classic guys.
You remember
probably-
when
should
Henry
probably
Cavill
cool it.
jumps off the plane in Mission Impossible?
Yeah, do I ever?
And he's going right. All of a sudden, boom! The thing snaps off. He loses oxygen.
Remember when Henry Cavill loaded his arms?
Yeah.
Yeah. He
That was-
loaded
that
him
was
up so
right
much
after that.
that the pocket disappeared.
Yeah. And then Tom jumps
So,
off.
yeah, he's like, I gotta save.
He's gotta
Henry
save
Cavill.
him, right? And
Which, in retrospect, if you're familiar with the
lore,
events
yeah.
that unfold,
He shouldn't have saved him.
let him die.
Yeah.
we could have. But then the rest of the world would not get anything that happened. in
Exactly. And Ethan would have had to pay for something. So either
Yeah.
on the front end or the back end.
Yeah.
So Ethan has to go get Henry Cavill. And he's doing like the things to like fly and get him faster. So he's like opens his arms, closes his arms. So he's like, if you do that, we'll take us on a different trajectory. So you can't have your arms like floating. So you got to have them like this.
So many rules.
It is. And it's split second that you're doing it. So you're thinking, all right, I need to do what he's telling me to do. And then he's just having fun and
How long did it last?
From jump to ground, maybe like 3 minutes.
All right.
It's longer than you think. You're not falling like, oh my God, 30 seconds, I'm on the floor. It's like you're like floating like a piece of paper would.
So initially
All the
you're
way
all
down.
tense.
Yeah.
And then you're like, how soon do you settle into like, all right, let me.
Once we jump out of the toughest thing is jumping out of the plane.
Yeah.
Like once you're
You were like that.
Yeah.
You were like, I might die here.
When you sit at the edge of that plane, you look over and your feet
Oh,
are
I
on the
don't wanna-
bottom of the plane, and you're like, all right, I can't go back now. Like, there's no going back.
You're a
This
bigger
guy's
man
done,
than I am.
This guy's done 10,000 jumps. This is my first one. He's like, yeah, we'll be good. Don't worry. Put your neck here. Ah! Once you jump out, you're good.
All right. So you're a thrill seeker now.
So I've been a thrill seeker ever since that point. And the latest thrill was this weekend. It was my sister-in-law's birthday. We have a boat down in the Keys, my in-laws do. And we got to a point where we were trying to chase some dolphins. On the Gulf side of the Keys, they have dolphins. And it was sunset and beautiful. We're trying to chase some dolphins around, see if we can see them breaching and kind of swimming around, which is usual for this time of year over on that side. Sun starts setting. I'm the one driving the boat. Nice. I'm not usually driving the boat, but this time I'm driving the boat. And sun starts setting. They're like, all right, yeah, we got to get back to the marina. It's going to take us about like an hour. And I'm like, okay. So I start doing the math in my head. I'm like, it's going to be pitch black in about 15 minutes. Yeah. So I start driving, and it's pitch black. Luckily, we have like a bar light on top. But Zaz, have you ever been in a boat at night?
Yeah.
Not like cruise. I'm talking about like a regular, like a fishing boat, like a regular boat that there's not massive lights on it.
I think so.
Yeah, you think so? Have you ever been able to not see your hand in front of your face?
No.
That's what we were driving in.
I imagine boats have headlights.
They do, but it's not like cars. And when
should be.
It should be. But the thing is, like in a street when it's dark, the headlights work. The problem is that when it's pitch black outside, there's nothing reflecting back.
So this is the kind of stuff you're trying to do now. This was exciting to you.
It was exciting because I was like, what am I going to do? Tell my father-in-law, no, can you drive?
Yes.
No. Okay. Absolutely not. I was like, I will drive. Right? So we did the entire 45 minutes or whatever in pitch black, but I was at the edge of my seat. My entire family, everybody's there, my daughter. And I'm like, I got to make this thing happen. Yeah. My daughter's in a life jacket 3 feet away from me, a mere 3 feet. And I can't see. But we made it home, made it here in one piece. And at the end of it, I felt happy. I was like, you know what? I did it. So I'm trying to put myself in positions.
What's next?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to put myself in positions that seem scary, but then I overcome them. And then I'm like, wasn't that bad. So we got skydiving. We got driving the boat at night.
Listeners, send my boy 10-Day Tony
Send me stuff, yeah.
more ideas for thrill-seeking events right now.
There was one thing that I don't know if Cynthia's there, but I don't know if she can hear me or if I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. Somebody, a specific, company, was looking to possibly do something with swimming with sharks. And I was going to jump in with that.
Oh, my God.
And swim with sharks. Can I say that, Cynthia? I don't know.
I've done that.
Give me a thumbs up.
I've done that open
Yeah, she
water.
said okay. She said it was okay.
I've done that in the open water. And
were you in
But
the
not
cage?
like snorkeling. Not like snorkeling.
No. I
right?
was open water diving.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, open water diving. And also
Get out of here.
did so at Epcot. But then I started bleeding. Yeah.
From what?
So, my fin broke loose while I was underwater. And I was at Epcot. And I try to get the snap back in so I can continue swimming, but I cut open my hand. But those sand tigers were so docile. Oh. But they have a little air pocket there where people usually go up for a photo opportunity and they film it. And mine was just sucking my hand Jesus Christ. I was pretty scared.
I don't do things that involve danger. Why?
Why not?
Because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't do things that involve danger.
But then you beat it, and then you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
No, but I'm doing just fine without doing any of that. No, I don't do danger.
What do you do, Tony? To danger?
You beat it.
Okay.
People are suggesting rock climbing, cave diving.
Rock climbing with no harness.
Rock climbing with no harness.
She said dragon, dog.
Yeah.
That's a no for me, dog. Let's bring aboard Amin. Let's get to our weekend observations.
It is time for
Amin
to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy.
Amin.
What do you do to danger, Tony?
He beat it off.
Zaz beat it off.
Weekend Observations is brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with a light. Beat it, huh? Zaz!
Yeah.
I tried to warn you guys, man. I tried to tell y'all. When Mark Walters sold the Lakers 14 months after buying it, what'd I say? I said, we're letting the Lakers basically be a condo on South Beach. Well, Mark Lowry said, hold my beer. I'm about to sell the studio in Miramar. Mark Lowry sold 5 years after agreeing to buy the Wolves, and less than 2 years after his ownership group assumed full control. Mark Lowry sold to Mark's dad. Mark Walter sold to somebody else. That's what the problem is. We got too many Marks. Too many Marks in the NBA ownership group. Get the Marks up out of here. All they're doing is buying and selling. Deshaun Watson played in Cleveland for the first time since rupturing his Achilles. Got booed by the home fans. Afterwards, he said, it has nothing to do with performance. It's a little more personal than that. One, I never thought you could pull the Uno reverse card on getting hit with 27 accusations of sexual misconduct. Right? It's their fault. They're making it personal. Right? But two, nothing to do with performance. Dog, you went 5 for 12 for 35 yards and an INT. Like, what are we talking about? You think they would have cheered you for that shit? Even without all that other shit. Zaz is right. You don't understand sports, Deshaun Watson. Tua losing his job to an injured Michael Penix. It's like the guy who ran for office in Michigan and lost to a dude who had already dropped out of the race. Geno Smith 7-7 for 65 yards and a tutty. My boy Gino. Is Jameis Winston a pro football player who moonlights as a TV personality? Or is he a TV personality who moonlights as a pro football player? Put that in the things to ponder. If you look up the word automatic in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Kelsey Mitchell. 23 consecutive games of 20-plus points scored. The last time she scored under 20, we still had the privilege of seeing Cabo Verde fans celebrate. Why is that the picture? What's wrong with it? That's the picture of Cabo Verde fans y'all got? Is that even from soccer? It's a basketball game. Good Lord. You had one job. Pep Guardiola basically told his team they played so bad, he divorced his wife. Your move, Joe Mazzulla. You don't want that shit this bad. Pat Riley follows up his successful whale hunt of Giannis with a successful remora hunt of Klay Thompson. The Godfather is back. Zaz, you know about the remora?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's a remora, Zaz?
I know what it is, but tell Chris.
Well, Chris, a remora is that little fish that swims around a whale, and it picks off the little meat and leftovers kind of stuff. It's almost like floss for whales.
Delicious.
I finally saw The Odyssey.
Hell yeah. What a movie.
Top 5 observations of finally watching The Odyssey. OLI. It's a loud-ass movie, dog. That shit is loud.
Why was it
The
so
volume is
loud?
way too- I don't know. It didn't need to be. OLI. That was Juno? I thought it was Evan Cohen the whole time. Put up a side by side. You'll see what I'm saying. Number 5. I said this to my kid midway through the movie. How do they know their way around town? You're in the Trojan horse. You sneak in. Everyone's asleep. You get out. You kill the first few guards. Like, all right, let's go open the gates. Which way are the gates? I've been in a horse for like a week, shitting and pissing on everybody. How am I supposed to know? Oh, I'll make a left here. Wait, hold on. Let me get Google Maps. Oh no, we got to go back that way.
That horse must have been so stank.
Oh my God, they're throwing up on each other and stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But you ever hate that when you got like the Google Maps open and you're walking, and it takes like 6 to 10 paces before you're like, oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. You got to turn around, but you can't tell because the dot doesn't move fast enough.
It like spins on you. You're like,
walking.
whoa, this way or that way? Or?
At no point
Yeah,
a Trojan was never like.
Shit stank.
Like shit.
And me or you?
This is leaking.
Everyone smelled like that back in the day. Number 4. Who could have ever watched The Pest and thought one day John Leguizamo will be in this Oscar-winning movie?
He's gonna win. He's gonna win an award.
Yeah. And all I could think of was the opening rap from The Pest. Terrible. Pestario. What's his name? Pestario something. Number 3. I didn't mind everyone having an American accent, even the English actors. The only part that took me out of the story was when Tom Holland would say, Dad! I can deal with everything else. I can't deal with dad existing in ancient Greece. My dad's coming back. Oh my God. Jesus. All right. Number 2. How horny do you have to be for a song to make you want to kill yourself? Everyone gives the credit to the Sirens. I'm like, no. These guys are horny. They've been chased. They've been escaping. They see a big giant dude with one eye trying to kill them. They need. I forget we're not taped anymore. This is live. I said they need some cat, if you will. And the number 1 observation from finally watching The Odyssey, I only had one big regret. I couldn't see more of the sky or more ocean on the side of the picture because I saw it on a regular screen. Get the fuck out of here with that 70-millimeter bullshit. What I miss? Oh, what I miss, huh? Oh, some more sheep in the cave? What are you talking about? The biggest scam in Hollywood, the biggest scam going right now is them trying to convince you need to watch a movie in a screen that's bigger. It's all the same, dog. Just watch it. You know what? And if you're one of those people like, I'll wait till it comes out on home streaming, guess what? It's a great movie. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's worth the price of admission. Go to the theaters if you can. But if you can't, it's no big deal, dude. You see it on the movie, you're going to get it. It's amazing. You don't need to see, oh, there's a bird over there. Look at that cloud over there in the corner. Oh, you would have missed that if it was on a regular size screen. Shut up. Harrison Butker, 69-yard field goal in preseason versus the Bucks. Afterward, he told all the wags to get back in the kitchen. Still can't believe he went to Georgia Tech. Really? Now it's that pin drop on that one. Laugh, you cowards! It's a joke on him, not on us. Because remember he had the whole speech where he's talking about women staying at home and all that stuff.
I remember.
We got it.
He said what?
The wags are a big thing going on right now. And I don't know if you guys noticed, the NFL's really pumping the wags, putting the wags out on the sideline. Got quarterbacks making out with wags. These wags are wagging off everywhere.
Take it easy.
Just figure like Harrison Butker would be like, what are they doing here? Why aren't they making me a sandwich? 69 yards. You see, because Harrison Butker comes from another time.
Yeah, we get
it. His sensibility. Okay, I didn't know if it landed or not, or maybe perhaps a little bit more exposition about his opinion on the place of women in the modern American society versus juxtaposed by the NFL's kind of about face on wanting to promote the women because of what happened with Taylor Swift. You guys know about Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift is this big, huge celebrity singer, one of the biggest, touring artists out there, and she got with this guy named Travis Kelce. Now, his name is actually Travis Kelce, but everyone keeps mispronouncing Kelsey. Now, I know this because I'm in the inner circle. Did I go to the wedding? No, I didn't go to the wedding. I had things to do that weekend. But anyway, because of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's marriage together and the big kind of attention that's come to the NFL as a result, the NFL decided, hey, maybe we should do this with more of these hot young women that are dating or married to quarterbacks. And so they're doing that. And by the way, meanwhile, Harrison Butker at kind of a commencement speech a couple of years ago was like, women need to be in the kitchen and just take care of babies. So in my mind, I was like, oh, if he kicks this big field goal, and everyone's like, yeah, that's great. He's like, why are all these women and girlfriends out here, man? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a great connection to make. And it'd be like, yeah, it's like I'm making a societal observation, but Harrison Butker is the butt of the joke. But I'm worried some people think that I think that women and girlfriends should remain in the kitchen making sandwiches and stuff. And obviously, I don't feel that way. I felt like my joke was way more about Harrison Butker than it was about women and girlfriends. I just felt that they were a vessel for me to expose the hypocrisy and the idiocy of Harrison Butker, who, by the way, went to Georgia Tech. I still don't know how he went to Georgia Tech. What was his major, by the way? I guess I could look it up, but that's neither here nor there.
Thank you. Wow.
I still don't get it.
Ketel Marte spotted at a casino at the roulette table while the D-backs played a home game a few miles away. Afterward, D-backs manager Torey Lovullo, I think that's his name, says it's not a choice I would make. To which I say, Torey, clearly you never had a hot hand at the roulette table. You got to keep going. Well, I got to get to work. Bullshit. Let it ride. Erling Haaland buzzed off all of his hair. Zlatan said, block me and delete my number. I wish that was a joke. He actually said that. Here's the science. A bar rescue podcast hosted by Chelsea Reynolds, a real-life bar restaurant consultant. Colin Cassard, a real-life veteran of the commercial kitchen and food truck scene in Portland. And two guys who absolutely make the same choice Ketel Marte made, me and Zach Harper. Here's the science. Wherever you get podcasts. Enes Kanter. Get this bum out of here. He's a bum in the truest sense of the word. He has no home. He has no job. And he's reduced to doing the most ridiculous acts to garner what little attention he can. Because when you lack any real love in your life, you'll do anything for a stranger's touch. The guy at the intersection approaching cars with a "why lie, I need a beer" sign, he isn't being rewarded with loose change because of his comedic genius. Remember that, Enes. Speaking of Enes Kanter, I stepped in dog shit at the airport. Not on the sidewalk.
In the airport?
Not in the parking garage.
Sure that went over well with you.
In the middle of the goddamn concourse, steps away from the gates.
Can't pick a funnier person for that to happen to.
I want this message to go loud and clear to every single dog owner. I'll say in America. I can't speak for how they do in other countries. I'm going to say it right here in these here United States. Go fuck all of yourselves. Every last one of you.
At no point did you think
Ryan,
that was karma?
Michelle Beadle, Zach Harper, every Dan Le Batard, every single one of y'all, go fuck yourselves. Go to hell. Speaking of hell, Argentina. Those are the weekend observations.
I came away more impressed with the dog shit.
Wow.
You know what? I was so mad because I was walking. I was ordering the Uber on my phone. I'm looking at my phone. And then I did that little slip. I'm like, oh, what? I just step in. And I turn around and I see something brown. I'm like, someone probably dropped a brownie or chocolate cake or something like that. I'm sure it's fine. But, like, I kind of wipe it off somewhere on a carpet. And then I go. I get in the Uber. I don't put my foot on the Uber. Like, I have my heel up so that the missing part or whatever. And when I get home, I'm like, I'm taking my shoes off before I go inside. I go around the backyard to the patio. I lift it. Unmistakable odor of dog shit. And I was like, you motherfuckers. You filthy, disgusting. This is why, because none of you, I don't care. Well, I'm one of the good ones. No, you're not. None of y'all are good. None of y'all are good. Leave the goddamn dog at home.
It's terrible.
Put him in a kennel. Leave him with a friend's house. Do not bring him in public. Don't bring him around here. This is not a dog airport. They have dog bars, right? Go to the dog bar. But I want to go see my Nana in Seattle. Okay, well then guess what? Drive to Seattle. Or start your own airline, the Pup Airlines, where everyone just shits and pisses where the fuck they want. And I ain't got to deal with any of it.
So mad.
Gross.
Klay Thompson signed with the Heat over the weekend. Does this change your opinion of what maybe you previously thought the Heat were going to be this year? Like, how much of a factor is this?
No, it's a huge factor. You know, we guys talked about he had the worst year of his career, right? The worst 2 shooting years of his career. You know what he shot from 3 in the worst 2 shooting years of his career? 39 and 38%. And I know, like, 3-point shooting has gotten better over time, but when you look at people who shot 40% from 3 last year, who were qualified, basically played enough games and played enough minutes, not guys who shot like, 1 of 2 and that was it. There were only about 30 players in the NBA who shot 40% or higher from 3. So it's still a rarity to have a shooter of that caliber come in. And now those 2 worst shooting years, that happened with Kyrie hurt for most of it, with Luka hurt for some of it, and then traded midway through, the team overhaul and all that stuff. Klay Thompson comes here. There's going to be a ton of attention on Bam, a ton of attention on Giannis. He's going to be wide open for so many catch and shoots. That already is going to pay for itself. But then when you start talking about Eric Spoelstra, putting his offensive mind and having Klay moving around off screens and all that stuff, it gets so much better. I think this is a great pickup for Miami. And I think, Mike, you were right. If it had worked out that LeBron signed first and then the Heat got Giannis and Klay Thompson and Tim Hardaway, everyone would be above themselves. They'd be like, oh, my God, it's the greatest offseason ever.
So I understand the point that you made, 2 worse shooting seasons, and there were mitigating circumstances. But you could also say, given his age and injury history, this is a trend. What do you say to those that are worried about, like, he's kind of cooked, perhaps, and he's just going to keep this downward slide?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not Golden State Klay. That's clear. I mean, if we're saying cooked by comparison, absolutely. I think he'd be the first one to tell you that. But I think the flip side is, like, you don't need Golden State Klay. I mean, it would be nice to have Golden State Klay, but, like, what you need is some version of Klay. And some version of Klay, still, like I said, 39%. Oh, my God, he's so off. That's literally one of the best 3-point shooters in the league at 39%. His worst is so many shooters' best day in this league, number one. Number two, again, those mitigating circumstances of playing with not a good team versus where he is, playing for coaches that are not as creative versus who he's going to be playing for now. And then the third part is, man, this guy has such a strong reputation as a shooter. Reputation shooters, you could miss 10 in a row. As a defender, I'm still hugged up over there. I'm not going to leave him because I have YouTube and I have League Pass. I've seen what this man can do versus some guys who might be shooting better, like Duncan Robinson, misses a couple. Guys are starting to sag because it's like the book is out and that Duncan Robinson can go through these peaks and valleys of confidence, whereas Clay, you know that's not happening. That thing's going up, and he's going to start making.
What do you make of Zaz's claim that Andrew Wiggins now will step into that aggressor role more than he's been in the past?
Well, it was, and to give it some more context, what I was saying, Amin, was, you know, if you need that guy who late in games is going to create shots, you know, like a guy like DeMar DeRozan would, I think Wiggins like kind of needs to be a little bit of that.
Yeah, but is that a good shot? Wiggins off the dribble? You want that? I still think that they need a guy to create his own shot and be a threat. I'm not scared. If I'm a defense, Wiggins crunch time creating his own shot off the dribble, that's good for me.
Yeah, so the reality is there are no options available, right? Who you have is who you have. Unless you're going to swing a trade, and most teams at this point, I think they're out of the trading business. In a funny way, Dennis Schroeder is a very interesting guy that just went to Charlotte in that Cleveland deal. Like Dennis Schroeder would have been a nice player to have for the Heat in terms of someone who can do some of that. But you don't have any options, Mike. You got 2 roster spots left, and you can only sign minimum guys with it. They're talking about maybe Nick Richards as one of those guys, which I kind of like as a backup big. But like they definitely need that, and there are none available at this point. And so what it comes down to is one of 3 things. Number one, give it to Giannis, get the hell out of his way. And again, hoping that Spo can come up with more creative ways of getting Giannis the ball closer to the rim so that he can be your closer in that fashion, in an area of strength, as opposed to what we all dread, which is the Giannis 20-foot pull-up, because that's what they're giving you. Option 2 is, and I really like this option, is remember when Bam used to be like their main playmaker? Like they would throw the ball to him. He was averaging like 4 or 5 assists a game because they were running the offense through him. I kind of want to see that come back, you know, with no true point guard on the roster. I want to see more Bam take that step back up. I thought he was really good in that role. Obviously, he's an improved shooter, so it's not like people can just sag off him. So I think there's some creativity and some go-to stuff there that you can do, especially when you know, hey, Bam, it's not just you with Jaime Jaquez on one wing and you know, whoever on the other. It's you got Giannis in the dunkers box over here. You got Klay Thompson here, Tim Hardaway there. Like you can make people pick poison and make your life a lot easier. Option 3 is what Zaz said, which is Andrew Wiggins. Now, this is a tale as old as time because the Warriors once thought that he would ascend and be that guy, and he didn't. And for that, the Timberwolves thought, yes, he's going to be a cornerstone, and they gave him a max and all that stuff. And he has a career of kind of like getting your hopes up and then probably letting you down. I think, honestly, the best thing for Andrew Wiggins is to be in a role where there's no expectation. That's just kind of been his career. When you don't expect much from him, he actually plays really well. When it's like, come on, man, we're counting on you, that's when he kind of comes up short. So I would say I would rank him in that order: Giannis, Bam, and then Andrew Wiggins.
Did you guys see this video from over the weekend? There was a high school football coach who was fired after this video was obtained where he's yelling at a player, and you see he's forcefully yelling at the player, and then he kicks the football in frustration and hits the player directly in his balls. And dude is on the ground. Like, had to be helped off the field. He was hurt. He got hurt. Yeah. The coach kicked it straight in his balls. Coach was fired.
Yeah, I think the coach got fired because he didn't even go over and check on the player.
Yeah, didn't care.
He just walked off and stayed mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he well, from repeated viewings, it does look like he's kind of aiming in that general direction. I'm sure he wasn't going into it like, I'm going to kick this football directly at that guy's balls. But if
he is trying to kick it directly at him.
He is, and those are the consequences of it. But if it hits your player there and you show zero remorse or compassion in that moment, then it's an easy call.
Yeah, Mike, that video's a lot longer, and he never comes back around. It's like
never.
I thought
you can
maybe
hear
like
a wayward, I just kicked it around him, but he doesn't ever check on him.
Yeah, you got to go back and you got to look, because I'll say this. I'll go out on a limb. I don't think he meant to strike the kid. He was frustrated. He was cussing him out. He kicked the ball in the general direction. He did not expect to hit him. But because you did not expect to hit him, that's why you got to be like, I'm still upset, but man, are you okay? I didn't mean to hit you. Yeah, you got to do that. And that lack of empathy, because remember, this is high school. So if you're a parent, I'm letting my kid be around this dude who not only sees a player get hurt.
Well, it's a school employee.
Sees a player get hurt as a direct result of your actions, and you do nothing about it. Forget school employee, forget whatever the laws, the rules are. As a parent, I don't want my child around someone who would witness that, let alone be the cause of it.
It happened to me once at practice in high school.
You got kicked in the balls?
I played varsity basketball at NMB, okay? And there was one practice where me and I don't know 3 or 4 of the other guys were off to the side, on the other end of the court, and we were talking while the coach was obviously giving instruction. And I loved this coach. Let's be perfectly clear, loved him. And yeah,
what was his name?
I don't want to do that, okay? Because people may say, oh, he shouldn't have done that. But he was a state champion coach, great coach. I loved him. And
so this was the down years?
A little bit, yeah. And
Zaz made the team.
Okay. And he flung the ball across the court in our direction because he already told us to shut up, and we didn't. And hit me right in the balls. It hurt very bad. I was okay.
Jonathan Zaslow.
I was okay.
Not a shooter. Shooter would have been. Tony would have been ready. He would have caught that shit and shot
I
it.
wasn't paying attention.
You're in the pocket right here, Zaz. You're waiting.
Always.
He's driving. Boom, you're up and you're going.
I wasn't paying attention. That was the whole point. And he definitely didn't mean to hit me in particular. Hit me right in the balls.
Did he check on you?
I don't think so. I deserved it. I deserved it, though.
Yeah.
I deserved
Old
it.
School.
I deserved it. And
you didn't run home crying to mommy.
Nope. No, I did not. No, I did not. And I was okay. And again, because it's not hard to find out who was my coach. You just go back and look at the years. And he was a famous coach here in Florida. Loved him. Great coach.
I don't blame him, man. Those when you're a championship level coach, and then all of a sudden the talent pool
You're dealing
gets
with
less and less, and then
That's
you're
right.
dealing with, and not only you, it'd be dealing with you if you were like, Coach, I'm so locked in, da da da. But
I was not.
You got
locked
the
in.
nerve to be out here
I know.
chittering in the corner.
I know.
Nah, man.
Coach say, if you can dodge this wrench, you can dodge this damn ball.
I mean,
Patches O'Houlihan. That was
I've still never seen it. Whatever.
Patches Coach O'Houlihan.
Good job, Amin. We'll see you, man.
All right. See you on Thursday.
Guess I want Bam doing it now.
Yeah, why can't it be Bam?
Of the guys shooting off the dribble, I think he's probably the most threatening of the group.
I'm getting excited now about the Heat. I am. I'm into the Klay
It's
Thompson
certainly
signing.
going to be.
I'm into it.
It's certainly going to be interesting to watch that unfold and see what kind of style that they do, because I know they're going to be on your ass defensively, and they're going to be a big time effort team.
They'd be so good defensively.
And we saw in the NBA grind. It's kind of funny. I'm using a team that no one thinks factors into this East anymore. It was the number 1 seed.
Detroit.
But Detroit, night in, night out, effort, on your ass
You
defensively.
play hard in the NBA. You win a lot of regular season
You win
games.
a lot of games. And
especially in a
of
league
that,
where a third of the league is
on
not
top of
trying.
that, the Miami Heat are fairly talented, and they have pretty obvious questions, and I'm sure they're trying to address that. They're hoping they can get lucky and address some of that with what they have on the roster right now.
You know about that buyout market?
That's another place where they can improve. I do genuinely think, and have you seen the Duncan Robinson stuff that's out there? I don't think we need to do that. But
that they may get rid of him?
That the Heat might be interested.
I feel like that would have already happened, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it goes out. Big Davion Mitchell guy, too.
Off night.
Mike, I don't want to hear about this Weezer album. All right, I know like you're excited that Weezer came out with a new album. Weezer hasn't released a good album in 15 years.
I'm familiar with the meme. You know that you're doing a meme right now.
I don't know that I'm doing a
They should
meme.
have just stopped after Pinkerton. And
Classic album.
Yeah, but so we do this with Weezer, and I'm a big Weezer guy. I love.
I've seen Weezer many. I used to love Weezer,
and I understand. Yes, they haven't come out with albums as good as the Blue Album and Pinkerton.
I mean, that song that they did. What's the cover? Who is that? The song that also Pitbull did in Aquaman. What's that song? You know what I'm talking about. Don't look at me like that. Remember, Pitbull did that cover of that one song in the Aquaman movie.
Africa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Weezer also
did
that.
I just guessed because they're cover
Toto?
of Africa.
Yes, Toto.
Yeah, I have to hear this Pitbull version of Africa.
Yeah, it was in the Aquaman movie.
Oh, the Aquaman movie that nobody saw. Yeah, thanks.
But
Thanks for
Weezer
clearing
covered that
out.
song, and that song sucks.
Africa?
Yeah.
By Toto?
Yeah.
You think that song
And
sucks?
so does the Pitbull one, and so does the Weezer one.
Kratom.
Have you ever heard the Rich Homie Quan one? That one is good.
That's a good one?
Yeah, that's very good.
So, like, they have actually dropped some good albums. Are any albums as good as the Blue Album and Pinkerton? No. But I think it should also be said that those are two classic albums. Those are two all-timers. And it's hard to make albums that good. If Weezer...
Top to bottom, that Blue Album. And Pinkerton, by the way. Those are great
Yeah, but people hated Pinkerton when it came out.
I know, but those people are stupid. Because Pinkerton is an incredible
Well,
album.
maybe you're stupid for not liking the Red Album.
Nah.
Or Maladroit.
No, I'm not.
Or Everything Will Be All Right in the End, which was very well received.
And Green Album was okay.
Green Album was fine. We missed them after a while. They had Hash Pipe Island in the Sun.
Yeah.
It's in the photograph.
That's not a good song.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine for the time that it was. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It was the 80s.
But wasn't the 80s.
We do this all the time with Weezer, which is like, man, I just wish that they would make the kind of music. But they do. They do the annoying Ratitude pop stuff. And everyone's like, man, they've released 1 million albums since they came back.
It's too many.
Keep in mind, there was a time where people were like, man, I wish Weezer would drop an album. And that feels like very long ago because now you're getting albums that you didn't ask for. But they would do the thing where I wish they would go back to their 90s sound. They do that all the time. And it's always well received. And yet the people who have checked out since Pinkerton are like, oh, I wish they would do this. They have. The Red Pork and Beans was a banger. And no one, you didn't give the Red Album the time of day.
There's no way a song called Pork and Beans is a good song. Yeah, I said it.
It's a great song. It's one of their best songs.
You know about them pork and beans?
No.
You don't know about them?
I mean, I know about eating them.
Don't show up in pork and beans. Do not do that.
I love beans, man. Baked beans.
They'll take your hat. In a
Pork and
second.
Beans is great. So now they're doing this thing again where, here we go. This one's for all the people that said, you miss the Blue Album sound, you miss the Pinkerton sound. Here it is. And guess what you're going to do, Jonathan Zaslow?
Not going to listen.
And yet you're going to maintain the company line. This is a you problem, dude. The Gold Album just came out, and they do the thing. And it does sound like a facsimile of the Blue Album and Pinkerton. Is it as good? No. Again,
Facsimile.
those albums are all-time great.
You're using words I don't even understand. Facsimile.
But shout out to Weezer for still doing the thing. And also for people like you. They do tours that are just for those albums, where they just play the Blue Album and they just do Pinkerton. And why are we holding it against this band that still wants to put out art, challenge itself, play stuff for its diehard fans, and reach a whole? You know that they have this
Brushing
huge
you off.
TikTok hit with Best Coast from an album that came out 8 years ago? You wouldn't know that because you gave up on Weezer.
You ever heard them cover that song by Toto?
You're a fake Weezer fan.
Sucks.
You're not a Weezer guy. You're not a Weezer guy.
Juju, you got a top 5 for us?
Absolutely, I got one, bruh. But before I start this top 5 list, I'd like to apologize to our brother Jeremy Taché, wherever you are. We did not get to Kyle Schwarber's walk-off, nor did we get to Tristan Peters' walk-off, who used to be a Savannah Banana, by the way. My bad, Jeremy. We get you back tomorrow. But I made a top 5 worst hair in sports list after seeing my boy cut his hair yesterday. What's his name from soccer?
Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland. I know Dan called him Haaland, so I want to get the pronunciation straight. But I got a top 5 worst hair in sports history list that I can think of. OLI, Rodrigo Palacio.
Terrible.
Boy, if you don't cut that damn rat tail off your head.
Padawan.
Terrible.
You had one?
No, Padawan. It's what you call like someone that's being mentored in the Jedi.
Ah,
Night
yes,
ship.
sir. My boy was Padawaning his ass off. Number
Padawan.
Number 2, another OLI.
Oh, terrible.
My
Iconic.
brother Ronaldo.
Iconic.
Very iconic.
Does he go in the barber and say, make me look as stupid as possible?
You make me look like the best striker you've ever seen.
Right. And last OLI, which could have been the number 1, my brother Jeff reminded me of this, Carlos F. Boozer. Take a bow,
Now,
Jeff.
is that a haircut?
Looking like pine tar.
Number 5,
Oh,
my brother and yours, Jeremy Lin.
what is that? What are you doing?
Hawk them boys out, man. Please, do not do this again, Jeremy.
Is it a foul if you touch the top of his hair? Is that a foul?
See what I'm saying? You're messing up the game. It's
confusing.
We don't even know the rules. Number 4, again, Jeremy Lin. Brother. Andre Iguodala.
Is this okay?
That's not okay.
That's what I'm saying. Look, Kenya Martin said enough when it happened, so I'm going to let him have that floor. Number 3, Mark Davis. Goofy as hell.
Just there's really nothing he can do.
He works
now.
hard.
There's just nothing he can do. It is what it is.
Bro, you may well go ball at this point and tattoo your head like Birdman. Number 2, the unknown. I have never heard of this brother, but Gervinho.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Gervinho.
Brother.
It was a sight to see.
That's what my hair looks like wet.
Whoa.
This is why they invented pool hats.
That's crazy.
Bruh, if you love that man, you need to not let him go out there looking like that, brother.
Crazy.
Man, that's crazy as hell. And the number 1
Who's the dude
person
from Earth, Wind, and Fire that's just barely hanging on?
I think
Philip
it's
Bailey? No,
Wind.
Philip Bailey's
No,
fine.
the one with the Gervinho hair.
Oh, fire. And the number 1 person with the worst hair in all of sports history. Pick one. My brother, Jimmy Butler. Oh.
Bottom left, tough look.
Looking back on it now,
Yeah,
it's so
Verdine.
stupid.
Goth look, bottom right.
So stupid. It really is.
You ate that shit up. Talking all tough now. Shut up.
Look how fun he
Shut
is.
up. Shut up. That was your wallpaper for 3 years. Losers, all of you. I'm still a Jimmy guy. I know it didn't end right, but Jimmy was great. Stop it.
Juju, let's update the polls that we have from today's show.
Are the Cleveland Browns the worst franchise in all of sports? 83% of the audience says yes, they are.
Wow.
That's a fine for Chris Cody. An alarm just went off. It was a reminder to do a cameo.
Yeah, I've been forgetting my cameo. Sorry.
Yeah,
set
a new
reminder
poll
every day.
for tomorrow. Is it whack as hell for Miami Heat fans to pretend like they hate Jimmy Butler now?
I like it.
Whack as hell. Biggest loser stuff ever.
Also, a reminder, check out my boy Chris Cody on Cameo right now, bruh. Get you a personal message today.
Sometimes he does it and sometimes he doesn't.
I'm on it now. Alarm.
And last poll, which was the worst move for Cleveland? Moving to Cleveland or signing Deshaun Watson?
Moving to Baltimore.
Oh, moving to Baltimore.
Although some would argue moving to Cleveland was a bad idea.
72% of the audience says signing Deshaun Watson, and
Wow.
those are your polls.
Ugh.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.